Welcome to Top 4. My name is Peter. New location. Say no more. I'm joined by Ernest, a Man United fan.
The Glazers are happy and we're not.
How about them rings? I'm joined by David, an Arsenal fan.
I hate football. Arsenal have ruined my weekend. My guy didn't win the Super Bowl. It's peak, bro.
It's peak.
Fam, he was up against the GOAT. He was up against the GOAT. I'm joined by Oscar, a Chelsea fan.
3 points, baby. If you got 3 points, make some noise.
Look at this guy.
I ain't hearing you. I ain't hearing you, man.
Nah, this guy. Like
What's
he was
good?
like he was getting 3 points on a regular, you know. Yes,
Hey, when it's coming, it's coming. When it's coming, it's coming. You know what I mean? When it's not, it's peak.
Big up boss like Endo in the cut. Let's kick things off. We're gonna wait because AD is still on the wing, yeah. He's still coming down the wing. So we'll find out when he's here in due course. But we'll start things off at Old Trafford. Holy smokes, Manchester United 3, Everton 3. Ernest, are you trying to bottle the thing? What's going on?
Trying? Listen, yeah. I don't want to see Harry Maguire or Lindelof start next season. Like, I don't want to see them ever. In fact, there's a pentagon. We're making mistakes of pentagonical degree. David De Gea.
Oh God!
Lindelof, Fred, McTominay, Maguire. You see if them men are starting. Oh, bro. No, listen. Like, who was it that said that our front four is trying to win the league and our back four is trying to avoid relegation?
That tweet was golden.
That tweet was magnificent because
it's cold.
Like, one of our boys called me yesterday and he's like, "Oh, he's not on the football. He's a Chelsea fan, isn't it?" And he was like, Lampard is just not that guy or whatever from early. So he's like, "Oh, what's going on with United?" Because when he left the game, it was 2-0.
Yeah.
And I said to him, bro, like, you know, like, Man United have conceded the most goals. I think now it's 30. I think we conceded 30 now. Yeah. In February, we've conceded 30 goals in February. That is pathetic, bro. Yeah. So for me, like, apart from Solskjaer not being on it, like the Everton game was not Solskjaer's fault. Incompetent defending. These lot are not trying to win the league. Maguire does not know what it means to be in a title race. And the thing is, who can blame him in it? But at the end of the day, I said it from Sevilla. Sevilla's when I gave up on them lot. I've tried to fight for Lindelof. I've tried my best to be patient with Maguire. These men do not sniff danger, and you saw it. You saw it, bro. Like, they don't know how to tell. Like, Maguire's out here keeping the man on side. Like, I thought, this is just stupidity, bro. Like, forget.
I can't believe I have to read this comment, but shout out to Abdi065. He said, "Hey, leave McTom, Ernest. He has more goal contributions than your boy Pogba, so allow it." I feel for you, Ernest. I feel for you.
Do I respond to McTominay getting more goals? Do you know what I hate about McTominay fans? Is that the 360 days in the year that he's pants, they're quiet. Then he pams 2 goals against Leeds United and they're awake. And it's like, bro, let's relax, bro. Because when Doucouré came to OT, where was Scott? Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Yeah. James Rodriguez. Like, it's not a coincidence that their midfielders got behind our back four the entire time, bruv. Thank you, Lola. He's nothing special. He's a tall white youth, yeah, that man love because passion and you get me. Man pulls the shirt when he celebrates. The guy has no.
He's got a clean strike on him. He's got a clean strike. That's about it.
That is probably the best thing about his game. Is that he is his tech when he's shooting is sick. But bro, do you remember RB Leipzig in Germany when Sabitzer and flipping Emil Forsberg were doing chess in front of him and Matic, bro? Nah, bro. Nah. I'm not having this revisionism on Scott McTominay. He has become better than Fred, but he's still pants. I don't want to see any of them start next season. But more specifically, I need De Gea, I need Maguire and Lindelof gone. I need them gone. Like, the rest of them.
I'm glad
The
you said
rest-
that.
The rest of them, at this moment in time, they're on like extreme yellow, like like sunflower yellow. Like if Fred does another madness, he needs to go as well. Scott McTominay is the only one I've got time for on the bench. He's the only one, but he should never be starting for Man United again, bro. Because when you look at so, like, this is what people need to understand here. City are going to win the league with no strikers. This is what I was telling my boy the other day. They're going to win the league with no strikers. Look at competence in midfield. I haven't been feeling Rodrigo since he left Atletico. Rodrigo's better than all our midfielders. Oh, sorry, not all of them. Sorry, it's Fred and McTominay.
I get what you mean, yeah.
Like Rodrigo has not been great, and he's better than them two, like by a street. I'm talking Edmonton to South London. This guy, the chasm,
It's a long street.
between like midfielders from like Chelsea, like you look at Jorginho, he's competent. And Ndombele, competent. I'm not really a fan of his consistency, but he's competent. Fred and McTominay are not competent midfielders. The back four, what's it called? Fred and McTominay only really work together, and that in itself is a problem. Facts. The two of them together, there was a period of time when Solskjaer's first full season came, we played them in Europe and we grind for a result, and people thought they were good. I thought, yeah, they're okay, but they've actually gone worse. They've actually become worse Fred in particular. Like, they have cost us so many games this season, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know, for whatever reason, Ollie seems to like them. I don't know what it is. I don't know what McTominay and Fred and forget even them two. Maguire, like Maguire is he's not good, guys. No, he's not good, bro. No.
Ernest. Let me hold you there, please, because remember the day he signed. Where was I? Where was I? I was in the out camp. Yeah, when he signed. Because of course the transfer fee was ridiculous, but the player, I said, is not good enough.
No, I am not even fussed about the fee, because at the end of the day, it's not my pee. Like, it's not my money, bro. Like 80 million is not my issue. The competence or the lack thereof is it just doesn't make sense. Like, the thing is, this is what one of my guys was saying, Mariah from Touchline. Shout out to Mariah. He said, no matter how long you look at Maguire's good spells within the 90, he will always do something to cost you within the game. So he can look good for 45, 50, but then he will do like you look at the guys. The game that epitomizes Sevilla to Maguire to me is Sevilla, because you look at the fact that the cross comes in. I'm thinking any fundamental. I'm talking like work. I'm talking like Hackney Marshes. If the ball comes in front of you, go towards the ball and clear. He moves away from the ball. I said, what is going on here? He's pants. No, he's pants, bro. Like Smalling is better than him. Smalling is better than him. And I can't believe that after people like me were saying Smalling should cut. Like, I can't believe I'm looking back thinking the guys we've sold are better than the guy we have. And he's captain? Get him out. Get him out, bro. Get him out.
Ernest,
we're not winning the league as long as he starts.
Let me ask you a few questions just based on the comments that are coming in on like why you think Man United lost this game in particular. Abdi065 said, Ernest, you say it ain't Ollie's fault. When Pogba came off, why didn't he bring on Van der Beek? And then Lola also said, Ollie doesn't have the coaching tactics to think of how to work a midfield, and so he uses the McFred pairing as a cop-out. Do you agree with that in terms of the midfield?
As in, I didn't even want to get on to Ollie too tough, because I feel like at 3-2 we still had the game. It's just one of them ones where it was like, you can always point the finger at Ollie, because ultimately he's not a great coach, and we're not going to win the league with Ollie. But I look at like little portions in the game, and I think to myself, I think Van der Beek should have started. I think it should have been like for like Pogba for Van der Beek or whatever. Or even if you want to go defensive, play Matic. He brings on Fred, and I'm like, Fred against techie midfielders, Andre Gomez, Doucouré, and James Rodriguez. This is going to be long, bro. Like as bad as people think Thiago has been in Klopp's system, like Thiago was doing 720 dunks. He was doing above the rim, like he was doing, no, he was just dunking on him, and I just feel like, why would you do that to him? Because Fred is one of those guys that he's very incompetent at ball possession. His ball retention for a central midfielder, for a Brazilian, is pathetic. Yeah. So I guess you look at Oli in that perspective. But at 3-2, I don't think we should have drawn the game. In fact, their goalkeeper was out for the set piece. Like, bruv, there's enough for us to do to get over the line. Even if we win pants, you can win the game 3-2. Like, it was the last 2 minutes of the game. Like, so I see why people are blaming Oli. But guys, you don't need Oli to coach you into keeping a 3-2. Do you?
You need a new goalkeeper, bro.
Nah, get the hair out.
The hair is done. I think his time is done, bro.
Yeah.
I think the sad thing is, though, if you play Dean Henderson in this mess, it doesn't make he looks like Pickford in this mess. So the truth of the matter, my biggest criticism of Manchester United as a football club in general is when you look at the amount of money they accumulate year on year out, the amount of money they can spend year on year out, there is too much DIY that's needed in this team. It's absolutely insane. Why are we still talking about 2 centre halves? Why are we still talking about a goalkeeper? Do you know what I mean? Defensive midfielders. We can't be talking about this at this football club.
No. You're going far. We haven't replaced Nani. This is what I need to understand. We haven't signed a right winger in years.
Yeah. I was going to get to the wings because I was looking at your players and I thought, who's the natural winger in this team? And I'm struggling. We're just fitting in, what is it? Square pegs in round.
Right. Yeah. Fact. And the thing is, we will carry on doing that. Like the thing with Oli is that he's actually tried. Oli's the first manager I feel like when United play since Ferguson has gone, I can watch this team over all the other teams we've had. Because Van Gaal was like big teams and then small teams will get hyped. And then Jose was that we'd win, but it would be so dead. Like you go to Anfield and play Fellaini number 10, them kind of things. But from an aesthetic perspective, Oli is the best manager to watch. When you watch United, you know that we're going to concede, we're going to score. Our problem, like as I was saying to Robin the other week, our problem is not scoring. We've scored, I think, prior to, I'm not sure if City have overtaken us, but prior to the City-Liverpool game the other day, we were top scorers in the league. So our problem is not goal scoring. Our problem with scoring is individuals who don't score, like Martials and that.
You're still the highest. Defending. You're still the highest by 6 goals.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Oli knows this team can attack and he goes for it. But coaching is one limitation. The other thing is there's some of these players that I don't know if they know how to win a game. Like if Fred ever became the senior player in the team, I think we'd lose. Because I don't think he has a responsibility on his shoulders to actually take a team and say, guys, you know what, this is how we need to be doing X, Y, and Z. So when you going back to Peter's point about recruitment, I think looking at games like yesterday in the Super Bowl, you know where the Glazers' heart is. They want to win. They want to win at minimum cost.
Like, they held the trophy before Tom Brady did. I said, what's going on here?
That's why they always do that. To be fair,
I know, but it just shows where it's at, innit? It just shows where the mindset of the owners is at. Because where are they at OT?
The thing is, the number one problem to blame, there is one person you can blame for all of this, and that's Edward Woodward. You know what I'm saying? He is the problem at that football club right now. And the sooner you get him out, because he makes all the decisions, whether it's the manager who's in charge, and then when it comes to the recruiting side, all these strategic plans and whatever they're, because was it Ernest that was saying that Man United think about like the summer transfer window almost like in September of the season that's being played. So imagine this, right? Every player that you're looking at in that Man United team, maybe bar Igalo because of the circumstance it happened in, these are planned transfers.
No, but I again, why did we sign Igalo? shout out to Igalo. He lived the dream. He did his thing.
Yeah.
He was a good player for us in the Europa League when he was playing. The guy scored 4 and 5. But my question is, why was he there? Like the guy, he's not good enough. Like those are just the like. Can we keep it 1,000? He was not good enough. And the reality is, you're signing Cavani in a season where you're still paying Igalo for him to leave 6 months in. So you have a 6-month deficit where you're taking L's because a guy's not playing. Igalo didn't play. So what was the planning behind that? And this is what happens. I feel like United's decision making is bare knee jerk, because the only reason Ollie's in is because after the 6-1 from Tottenham, we started pamming teams. It's not long term. Like, you're not thinking long term. You're just thinking, let's make sure he gets top 4 every year. And for me, as much as that's good short term, long term it's a pathetic strategy. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. As bad as Tottenham are, you know Jose's not getting sacked. As bad as Tottenham have been, you know Jose's not getting sacked because there's a plan there. Man United want to have the best players, but not the best managers to look after the best players. Someone did an article the other day about how Pogba has been expected to be compared to like the best midfielders we've had when in the Ferguson era, when Rocky never had to deal with Fred. Rocky never had to deal with Fellaini. He never had to deal with some of these guys. And yet Pogba's meant to carry all these guys, and man try and cuss him. And this is again inept management. You can't win a league like this. The fact that we are in the conversation now tells me that Ollie's taking us the furthest that any manager can go. There's 2 reasons why we won't win the league, is because he's not great and our team isn't great. But again, that is management. That's ownership.
Yeah, it's definitely the players first before Ollie. That's for sure.
Yeah.
As I said, guys, Man United have the same problem as Arsenal, but you're just higher up the table, bruv.
David's been saying that for years.
And you got more money.
The guy in charge of the vision is okay. I don't know about the owners and all that. All I know, they're putting peas in it, yeah. Now the one underneath him, the CEO, is trash, bruv. Since David Gill went out the door with Ferguson, bruv, it's a problem, bruv.
Guys, you have to remember that like Woodward is an extension of the owners. Like he's not gonna do anything that he's not been greenlit to do. So Woodward is it's like you know them memes when they show you the TV villain and then the main villain. Yeah. Like Woodward is the guy that you shoot at because you think he's the real bad guy. The real bad guy is the Glazers.
Oh,
because it's the same argument as Peter's about to rob a bank and I open the safe for him. Who's bad?
No, Ernest.
You see what I'm saying?
That's not my point, bro. My point is the Glazers, like all this haphazardness of we don't know where the team is going. Whose fault is that, bro? Man's giving you
David,
and you're doing nonsense with it.
David, you know who the baddest guy in the league is?
Who?
Romanos Don Blanco Abramovich. The brother said, "I'm about this winning thing, bro. So I will oversee recruitment. I will oversee that Marina gets it done. And what I'm telling you is that the Glazers, David, you tell me the last time you saw the Glazers at Old Trafford. Tell me.
That's not my issue, bro.
I'm saying it is an issue. I'm saying it's an issue because if you don't care, Woodward will run it like he wants to because you don't care. You don't hold him accountable.
Okay, we're saying the same thing. Okay, cool. I hear that.
Yeah, but because of the two individuals we're talking about, who is more expendable?
Obviously,
Woodward. When it comes to the owners and Woodward and them, man, jeez, we got man like AD in the cut looking sharpish. Man like AD.
Funeral settings.
when it comes to them, man, I feel like the issue with them is an issue that Ernest has always spoke about. Is that when they're not in the top 4, they're willing to splash the P to get to the top 4. But then when they're there, they're not willing to go the extra mile. And we saw that last year because I think last season, they dropped big P on Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, then in January again with Fernandes. They did it right, and if they did it again in the summer, you really feel this United team could have kicked on if they got rid of, not got rid of, but like replaced the McTominay.
Maguire ain't great, bro. They spent 8 million.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But if Man United went in again this summer, we wouldn't be here talking about Maguire ain't great, because Man United would have a team that could challenge.
David, imagine a fit Thomas Partey with Pogba and Bruno Fernandes in front of Maguire. Maguire still pants, but our team is
the right winger.
Facts. This is the thing. I can't we are literally that dad that has seen the mold in the bathroom for 10 years, and we're like, no, but the door needs fixing.
This is the point I'm trying to make. What the Arsenal do?
Yeah. And you know what, David? What's funny is, look who's saying that comment. It's an Arsenal fan who understands the exact same problem that you mentioned that we have. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereby the reason why you're saying Man United and Arsenal are like the same thing, but one has got obviously bare P and they're higher up the table, is that you got an owner who's not even in the country and lets these novices run this football club. If I remember correctly, isn't Ed Woodward like an accountant? Isn't that his profession?
He is essentially he's a finance man. He's an accountant. He's an auditor.
Right. So explain to me. Hang on, 1 second. Explain to me what accountant in life should ever be running a football club, because that's not their job. They shouldn't be, and he's not. And I don't think he's even a CEO. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he not the vice?
He's vice chief executive. I think that's his official title. Let me actually check.
Who's the guy? Who is then the chairman? Then, if he's the vice.
That's the same with Marina Gravenskaya at Chelsea. She was Abramovich's account manager, and then she became the football
chief executive.
Woodward is chief executive.
He replaced David Gill, bro. He was
he's actually chief executive.
And so the Glazers made a mistake and have an absolute mess hiring Woodward to replace Gill.
No. It's not a mistake. He brokered the deal for them to buy Man United. That's what I'm saying. He is an extension of them. That's why.
So when you say he brokered the deal, as in, was this when Woodward was an employee of Manchester United, or are you saying they're advisors?
2005, he is part of the Glazers team. Remember, 2005, Man United are not in debt.
No,
you remember. So whatever debt they have from their previous deals comes, and United is made to be collateral for the actual deal. So all of a sudden, 2007, Man United go from not being in debt to being 700 million in debt because of the Glazers' debt.
Yeah.
But the reason, and then obviously after David Gill decided to go to UEFA, Ed Woodward is the next best thing, because it just makes sense for the guy that got us the deal to be the one that looks after a club that, in fact, we don't care about, because they're not football men. They care about assets. They care about investments, because they keep taking money from us. You know what I mean? So Woodward for me is not the villain. Like, they are Thanos. He's not there yet, because he doesn't. The club has a say. He has a say in how the club runs from a practical perspective, but he's not overseer of all things Man United.
Okay.
He even came out this week that they still like check with him on every penny the club spends, whether it's investments, whether it's sponsors, whether it's players. They know what's going on. They're just not physically present.
Yeah, so that's like how it is at Arsenal. I think it's a case of, the Vinay's of this world will go to the Cronkies and say, this is the idea, this is the plan. Do you authorize? The thing with the Glazers as well as the Cronkies, like, they're not fit to authorize or not authorize, if that makes sense, because they're not football people. Like, their thing is completely different. They're businessmen and a different sport altogether. So it doesn't really make sense why, for example, the thing is, Edward Woodward is in that position, right? He is the man that's going to be doing certain things to get the club where it needs to be. He's been there since 2007, is what you're saying then, yeah? Right? So 2007 till now, what have Manchester United done? Because he hasn't progressed them.
No, but you have to remember, 2007, he wasn't chief executive. It was still David Gill. From 2002, from when the Glazers took over, we have won 06, no, sorry, 07, 08, 09.
Yep.
We won 2011, 2013.
That's a
We won
Champions
5
League.
league titles while Woodward and the Glazers were there. So as far as like from a monetary perspective, United actually did well because that began the whole narrative that United make money regardless.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the narrative, even though we were in debt. Now we're in a position where post-Ferguson, the first 4 years of the post-Ferguson era, we were making stupid money. Like, it wasn't even funny. We were making money with Fellaini and them man starting in our team. Ashley Young was captain in some of these games. And you're looking at the turnover and it says 500 M's United have just made. So when it comes to making money, Woodward did his thing. What has affected us in the very last maybe 18 months is COVID. COVID has affected everyone. At the same time, you're still spending 30 plus million on Amad Diallo. You're still spending 40 million on Van der Beek. And you're still spending, I think Pellistri cost us something like 18 million. So what do you
you said the last 18 months, but I'm looking at since say 2014, 2015, let's say from 2015 onwards, because I'm not expecting Man United to win a league title every year. So after 13,
we spent almost $1 billion post Fergie.
So who do you put the blame on for that then?
The Glazers.
It's layered.
You're saying Glazers, okay.
No, I'm saying if you open the door for a man to rob a bank, it is you. You are just as bad. You're just as bad.
Hey, that's
You're just as bad.
Fired, bro.
No, but again, you fire Woodward. You fire Woodward. They will sign someone else. They will put someone else on a contract that fits how they feel management should be run.
So, Ernest, question with Arsenal: who do you blame, the Cronkies or the CEO?
So with Kroenke, I feel like it's his fault, but I think yours is a bit more is just a bit different simply because I think when it comes to backing the team, Kroenke has backed the team. Like in terms of the narrative that went against him a lot was Kroenke doesn't care about Arsenal, and I'm like, no, Kroenke actually gives his managers money, and I think some of the players you sign have been competent. It's just I look at the way the CEOs of Arsenal run recruiting managers, for example, like when we discussed how Emery got in recruitment, it seems like they were concerned about looking at who is signed as far as from a financial perspective. So, for example, Xhaka was what, 35. So for them, it's like they wanted a Xhaka to come in, but Kante was for 32 the same year. But with us, I think the difference with us is Woodward actually says, "I want Gareth Bale," and then we'll go all summer for Gareth Bale. But then because he is cheap negotiator, we won't get Gareth Bale. His negotiation was poor. We spent a month on Fabregas for all for him to say no. So I feel like with Woodward, he is definitely he is the leash that's on his neck has been allowed to be there because the Glazers just want it to be running in a particular way where top four is it, and that's all it is. Let me backtrack. They are the same. Kroenke and these men are the same. Yeah. The more I think about it, yeah, they're the same. They're the same. I can't even back Kroenke.
Bruv, it's long, bro.
You have to understand that the money issues are not the same as the football issues, isn't it? So what they view as doing well is never going to be what the fans view as doing well. So why would they take the risk? Why would they splash and why would they go further? Adrian, you just arrived. We're talking Man United. Obviously, they drew 3-3 with Everton. What did you think of the game? Any thoughts on that before we move on?
I think when I saw Man United, essentially when Pogba was in the six, I thought you lot were really, really good. And I think when Fred come on, I think it added credence to the point I was sort of making last week with regards to how the hell can Man United build consistent attacks when you've got Fred and McTominay in midfield? It's night and day. It's yin and yang. It just doesn't go together. Because first half, I was seeing Shaw getting up. I was seeing Wan-Bissaka getting up. I was like, "Raw, you know what? You lot are really, really good." And then all of a sudden, Fred comes on, and all hell breaks loose. So I think, and then I think Ernest, you made a good point. If you signed Partey, all of a sudden Pogba, Bruno, Partey, so it's a really, really good midfield. So that's what I got. And then obviously Maguire will be Maguire, De Gea will be De Gea, United will be United, I guess, because they have been strengthened in the right areas. So yeah, that's
I really thought United looked better than I'd seen them in a long time, like going forward and playing with the ball. But you know, the 2 goals you can blame like you can blame like mistakes for the goals conceded. Maybe the set piece, yeah, you can look at Maguire, but the 2 other goals have come from open play. One is another De Gea mistake, and then the other one was obviously the James goal. It's worrying. It's worrying because the levels that United are trying to attain this season, it's dropped down to top 4 now. I think before they were talking about league, now they're talking about top 4. Abdi said Donny looks like he's going to a year 11 prom.
I feel for him, man. I feel for him. The reality is this, guys. You can't concede 30 goals, most in the top 12 or whatever it is, and you tell me it's not a defensive problem.
Right.
You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that at all, because the reason why I say that is because when Liverpool, when Suarez was there, was it 2014? And they conceded 51 goals. I was cracking up because we conceded less than them. You can't look at Skirtle and flipping Aga and tell me it's not them.
No, Aga was on the bench, bruv. He refused because he was playing Skirtle and Sacco, bruv.
The reality is this: defenders are there to defend. I saw it against Liverpool in the cup. Salah's 2 goals were disgusting, bro. The space that he was allowed to score those goals is appalling. But if man really think Maguire's good, then good luck, because we're not winning the league with him. Like that, the same way Henry said, Arsenal are not winning the league with Giroud. We're not winning the league with Maguire starting. No way.
Facts. I'm glad you said it, because that's just how it is.
Listen,
for those watching, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. We're half an hour into the Monday Night Football. Leeds are 1-0 up against Palace. They scored within 3 minutes. Lola O. Yeah, wait 1 sec, Dave. Lola O said defense is pathetic, scoring 3 goals and still not winning. Bad.
Facts.
Yeah. What are you saying, David?
Like, City have only conceded 14 goals, man. 14.
And the last one was not a penalty. That last one was not a penalty, bruv. My man dived. Yeah.
Should we talk about that game, seeing as we're here? Adrian
is in the high 20s, bruv. This is ridiculous. City have walked away with this thing.
They're gonna win the league, David. They're gonna win the league with midfielders. They're going to win the league with midfielders.
There's not a barrel.
I heard Kevin, what's his name? Ilkay Gundogan has 9 Premier League goals. His first one of them was 15th December. What? What? What are you talking about?
That's fake. Do you know what it is? That kind of form, yeah, is something that you'll see on Football Manager and just be like, this is fake. How has my man just scored 9 goals in January? How?
Yeah.
The 12 finishing and the 15 composure. Get out of it, man.
Get out of it.
Lost 2 games.
Do you remember what we said?
2 games.
But David, do you remember what we were saying? If a team gets 5 wins on the bounce, maybe they can challenge for the league and maybe go further away. These men have gone 10 games, 10 wins in a row, and we forgot about them almost. Like, we didn't mention them that much here. So it's amazing. But is it too soon to say it's done?
No, for us anyway, we're out.
But who else is there, bruv?
No, David, I'll ask him again.
Lola O said AD came in suited up and fresh after his team was slapped. Amazing.
It's a funeral. I was gonna say I'll title.
I feel like you're playing for a move. That's what it seems like to me. Trying to get a Sky Sports gig.
He's had 3 interviews today, bro. He's trying to get a move, fam. On the real. I mean, look, guys. You know, Adrian, talk to us, man. Why was it the defeat so bad?
Why was it so bad? I think first of all, just want to put it out there. For me, our title hopes and aspirations died the moment we lost to Brighton at home. That for me, it was the final nail in the coffin. This was just putting the coffin on the ground, really. It is what it is. This was the mortuary. This was the mortuary, and I'm glad it was emphatic, and I'm glad it was the way it was, because I think it just put everything beyond all unreasonable doubt. I think going to the game, I think you guys sort of spoke about Gundogan, where he said like all of a sudden he turned into this freak where he scored 9 goals in a month or whatever. And for me, I look at that Liverpool game and I feel like we needed a hero. We needed somebody to step up to the mantle, and we've needed, in truth, someone to step up to the mantle and to say, you know what, we're gonna win this league. We're gonna deliver. We're gonna carry us over the line. Because I think it's easy to sit down and say, oh yeah, well. I don't want to make an excuse, but I think it is a reason. You know, the fact that three other defenders have gone down, it does play a part. But at the same time, it's like we're not necessarily playing well. We're not necessarily creating an awful load of chances. Now, to what extent are those two hand in hand? Is a good debate. But I think for me, we are in a position where we just need a reset. It's almost like it's April and we're waiting for the season to end. And you know, Alisson didn't help. But let's be honest. City, that second half anyway, City were always gonna win that game. I think first half, I think we played well. I think Mane had a half chance. The header, I think he should have done better. But generally speaking, I think for me, it reminded me almost of when Barcelona humbled us 3-0 at the Nou Camp, where it was like, yeah, we can have loads of possession, we can have loads of the ball, but we're not necessarily doing anything with it. And then on the day, and this season, to be fair, the better team picked their moments and just battered us, really. So that's all it is. Just got to lick our wounds and go again next season.
Lola said Alisson pulled Adrian/Karius performance, which is true. She also said Trent had a decent first half, but even during that, he had Sterling solved. Then Sterling turned it on and Trent was done out. Lastly, she says, this is what happens when you force your best midfielders to be defenders. I feel like Liverpool almost shackled themselves twice because obviously they got shot in the foot with the defensive issues. And then in order to try to solve them, they made their midfield weaker. So you took a top-class midfield and a top-class defense, and now you have neither. So, but yesterday's game, for me, it was just a marker of how better of a team City are than Liverpool this year. Like, they didn't play with a striker again in a big game because they did the same thing against Chelsea where they had De Bruyne as the false nine. This time it was Foden. And the way they popped the ball about Liverpool in this game was just, you lot were chasing shadows for bits of it. I feel like in the first half they dominated, and then in the second half they added goals to that domination. It was comprehensive. It was scary. I ain't seen it under a Klopp team.
What I find crazy, do you know the last time Manchester City won at Anfield in the league? Anelka and Sean Wright-Phillips scored. I can't remember, what, 2003? 2003. That is the last time Man City won at Anfield. I mean, okay, Man City of that time were, I think they just got promoted the year before, if not that season. I'm astonished that Man City won this game only because of this record. When you look at it, really, no matter what Man City turned up to Anfield, and Liverpool always got the better of them.
You say that, you say that, but you look at Liverpool. If City are ever going to beat Liverpool, when is the better time? At Anfield.
So what you're saying,
to the game moving 2 in a row.
But what you're saying to me there, Adrian, is that if Man City beat Liverpool when it's a bad Liverpool, not when it's a great City. Because the point I'm making,
whatever way you flip it, City have won away with the league this season, isn't it? So,
see, I don't look. The league should be over. It should be done. But the problem is the form City are on. That it's not realistic to sustain for the rest of the season. Now, I know when the final whistle blew or when the fourth goal went in, we was in the WhatsApp giving it large and saying, look, title done, finished, blah, blah. And I do agree, Liverpool, Man City are my favourite to win the league from when the league started. But
you're just saying it's not clear cut.
The thing is you got to look at it on a balance of, if you said to me, Man City might have had maybe a defeat or 2 in there, because David mentioned Man City's 2 defeats. That's before this 10 game winning streak. And I think there's a draw in there. So put it at 11 games. Like, this form is ridiculous, And so there's going to be more bumps along the road. And what Liverpool need to do is, because I don't think the title is out for Liverpool just yet. Only because of how much is left. And Manchester United are not serious. Chelsea are not serious. The only serious team I could see here is Liverpool. If they stop sobbing, get the finger out, and crack on with the league. And get these, start beating Brightons and West Broms. Forget Man City. You lost that battle. You could win the war later on in the season, right? But the bread and butter games, they have got, because we talked about Liverpool's away record this season. It's been atrocious. And then we're talking about 2 home defeats to teams that, you know, or two games at home where they didn't win. Was it Burnley you lost to as well? Yeah, it was Burnley and Brighton. So
Burnley,
you know, we're talking about games here where, you know, that's more realistic in a way than what City's form has been.
You know the key point, but
Yeah.
I think the key proviso, the key proviso to that is the fact that Liverpool are not going to encounter bumps on the road, and the fact is we have. You mentioned it yourself. You know, we drew away at Fulham, drew away at Everton, drew away at Brighton. Brighton beat us at home. Burnley beat us at home. We drew against West Brom. So as easy as it is to say, Liverpool are going to go on a mad run, City are on a lucky run at the moment. Fact of the matter is, we're not doing our bread and butter stuff. And at the end of the day, when you don't do your bread and butter stuff, it's not just the trouncing against Man City, because you know if you're doing what you're meant to be doing, you can lose to your title rival and still go on to win the battle at the end of the day. We've been poor, and listen, let's call a spade a spade. If you concede 7 goals in a game, you're not going to win the league title.
With Van Dijk.
The thing is, what I agree with what you've said there. I agree with that, Adrian, with what you just said there, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying Liverpool are going to go on a run, but what Liverpool need to look at and see is, okay, Man City are in their purple patch right now. It's so purple, right? And Liverpool can look at this and say, do you know what, guys, it's time to go and hunt and go for that kill and go for it. Whereas, because if you act like the league is over in February, I mean, what's the point? What's the gap between City and Liverpool? Is it 10 points?
10 points. City have a game in hand.
10 points, City have a game in hand, right? So for me, it's because the season has been that bizarre. I can't write it off yet. I can't do that.
Bear in mind, it was ridiculous. Some people deemed it ridiculous that we gave away a 7-point lead in January. So for City to give up a 13-point lead, you know, midway through February, nah, no chance.
And they're playing like this without their best player, De Bruyne, without their top goal scorer, Aguero. I thought once De Bruyne went down, we would see a difference in performances from City, but they haven't let up, really. They've just been on it. Gundogan has filled a void in terms of goal scoring. And yeah, it's not looking...
I think what helps for Liverpool in this scenario now, though, is that everybody's ruled them out. And I think that works in their favour. And I think at some point, they're going to collect those 3 points, and those W's are going to come along the way. And Leicester are not going to be in the top 4 this season, so you can get them out. Chelsea will probably be in there. Man United, Man City. Look, I do think there's still a bit of a 23 games.
But you also have to look at. Sorry, Oscar. You also have to look at the fact that you have to look at the eye test as well. Liverpool are bad. They're not good. Like they're not like Mane has not been great. I want to say since Chelsea. I want to say since the Chelsea game, but I know it's hyperbole. I know there's probably a game that he did okay. I can't remember a game that I can't remember Mane being this bad. Like, he does not affect games in the same way at all. Like, it's not even funny anymore. Then you've got the lack of creativity. Wijnaldum is literally like, no, Adrian, thank you. Like the guy is there to neutral. You know the man that play Norton crosses, but there's no game plan. Everywhere you put an X, they put O. There's no game. Like he is lost half the time. Let's not even start on Trent. Yeah, let's not even start on Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah. Then you've got Firmino. Should we start on Firmino? This is the thing. When you look at what Klopp has tried to achieve with this team, I feel like one of the reasons why calling this team, like, is it the best team that have ever won the league? I think one of the biggest reasons why it was disrespectful is because the way they won it was not sustainable from the jump. You cannot create from your fullbacks for 2-3 seasons in a row consistently. That's not, bro, it's not realistic. It's just not going to happen. You need it, bro. Football's been about for at least a century, bro. Man use midfielders. That's facts. You cannot sustain, and this is what one of my boys was saying. Yeah, after the City game, he says like traditionally you never exceed your XG. Liverpool's XG has been crazy because Trent's getting 12 assists, Robertson's getting 13. My G, you can't do this every year. You can't be on a cardio thing every year. Now it's affected the quality of their football. And the thing is, we all saw this coming. We all saw this coming. When you look at the football that the Centurions played in comparison to what Klopp has been playing, it's not sustainable. It is not sustainable. And the thing is, like, I didn't think it would be this bad, but the reality is they conceded 7 with Van Dijk, with most of their starting 11. Now we're seeing that they cannot, there is no plan B when plan A doesn't work. They suffocate. And do you know when I first saw it? When Arsenal went to Anfield, it looked like Barcelona Celtic. They had you pinned in that half for time, but they weren't penetrating.
What, Emery with the diamond?
Say again?
What, Emery with the diamond?
No. No, this season. This season with Arteta. And Lacazette should have scored 2 goals. And you look at these little things. You look at these little things, and it's like, nah, it's not going to add up in the future. Then all of a sudden, Brighton, I think it was Brighton away or Brighton at home, they drew. And I watched this game at work, and I said, bro, this Liverpool team ain't trying to do nothing. But then you see Palace 7-0, and you think, yeah, they're back. And it's like, no, Palace is just pants. You look at the sustainability of this style of play, it's not there. And I've been saying it for time, bro. You can't outrun everyone every game. Sometimes you have to actually play football, and you're seeing the real Liverpool.
But bro, I think Klopp shares he echoes your sentiments as well, because we've seen ways in which he's tried to switch it up, he's tried to change, he's tried to make us play through the middle, and the moves just haven't worked out. Oxlade-Chamberlain was meant to sort of give us that bite and that drive.
I told you, man, about Ox, bro. I told you, man, about Ox. He's not level.
Same as Naby Keita. He was meant to take us up that final level as well.
You see him? I've been waiting to get onto him for time.
Why are you waiting? Willian? Why are you waiting?
Who cares? He's not playing.
Ernest, I was on him before he arrived. They signed him, and they didn't bring him in.
I said it was on him at Salzburg.
Listen, I was waiting for you at the door.
At the door? No, Peter was actually waiting. Peter was actually waiting.
Listen,
and finally Thiago.
I'm not great at a lot of things, but if there's one thing I am spot on, and you can check my record, transfers. When I see a glitch, I point it out. If I see a glitch, it doesn't matter.
Peter said he's noted, you know.
Yeah,
McAfee.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what's great. I won't tell you what's great.
What's a McAfee?
I won't tell you what's great. What's a great signing? But when I see a Trojan virus, I point it out.
Well, you can't troubleshoot. You can't troubleshoot, but you can assess.
The troubleshooting is get your receipt and ask for the return. Because when Davinson Sanchez came, I said, "Good God, what Almighty, what's going on?" Because he was 43 million quid. Then when I saw Naby Keita went for 50 and didn't arrive that year, I said, "We're smelling something here, right?" And like with Liverpool as well, the only thing I will say that, you know what, maybe not Klopp, maybe it is Klopp or whoever it is that's responsible for this. But when you win a league title, we constantly say it time and time again. If you do not invest in that squad, you're moving backwards. Not doing anything makes you stop. And I know that, yes, Van Dijk is a big thing, but correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen, yeah? Liverpool ain't done a damn thing about that. And so for me, my sympathy goes down because it's a case of, look, Liverpool, we get it, right? You had an accident. We get all of that, right? You're missing an arm. So then get something. Do something about that arm. Don't talk about the arm being broken from Wade, and we're still here. The transfer game and bargain buckets. Like who are they? You didn't play them. They didn't even get a game. You know, I remember that was the last game, was their first game, the two new signings, was the first game that they were allowed to play, the one before Man City? Was it who you lost to last week, Brighton? Were they ready for? Could they play the Brighton game, but they just were not selected?
I don't know, because they came in last Monday. They came in a week ago, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember
Tabash was on the bench, so he could have played against City.
If you're on the bench, you can be good enough to play. So it's. I said you can relax.
All right.
You didn't listen. You just said nah. But yeah, if Liverpool do not reinvest, if you're a champion and you don't look at what Man City do when they win leagues, they spent hundreds of millions to this day. I forgot Aki's in the side. They spent already 100 million in a COVID era. They spent 100 million. So who are you not to be spending money? You know what I mean? So
yeah, you have to. When a manager wins the league, you have to back your manager, and you can't just back him with the funds. You've got to do it right. You've got to buy the right players. Like I think we're past the era of like spending 100 million means it's 100 million well spent. It's not always. So yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame for Klopp. Ernest, when he was talking, he said you could see this coming in terms of Liverpool's form. Boss like Endo is someone who's definitely seen it coming. He said, "Remember when I was
saying it 4 times." to be fair to Endo, he's been saying it for a minute.
He said, "Remember when I was negative last week, despite back-to-back wins? This is why I saw it coming. We're dead. Top 4 is looking like a myth." Lola said a great comment about Man City, but when we move on to City, I'll bring that one up. Boss like Endo also said, "Wagwan for you, man's boy, Thiago, Spanish Andre Gomez. He's affected our play in such a negative way."
Fam, first of all, top 4 is definitely on the cards for Liverpool. The idea that they're in a challenge, myth, big myth. These dogs that are in here now, the fake guys, the fake thugs, they'll be found out over time. Let's not sit here and entertain Brendan Rodgers, David Moyes, Everton, Villa, Spurs. Let's not sit here and entertain this, okay? Liverpool will be in the top 4. Don't worry about that.
Do you know what? Do you know why you do have to kind of entertain it? We're not playing like Liverpool, bro.
They're not. This is the thing, bro. They're not.
That's true.
Hey,
bro, 3. It's unprecedented.
3.
Now, you guys have an unbeaten record to then lose 3 home games back to back.
Burnley.
Back to back.
Burnley.
It shows spiritual warfare. We won't go 3 years unbeaten and then lose 3 in a row. Come on, something's at play.
Yeah, someone's done something.
Got to beat this. The
Because
mentality.
no, because guys, the only blueprint we have here, unless you were watching Mines back in the day, the only blueprint we have is Dortmund 2012, 2011. Look at the midfield he had.
Yeah.
Look at it, bro. That was more structured in attack and defense. I was watching Bundesliga highlights and Subotic went back to the yellow wall. And I'm like, bro, Subotic and Hummels. Like, Klopp had a style of play that was good from back to front. And I'm looking at this Liverpool team, and I said it in Champions League when they lost to Madrid, Champions League when they beat Tottenham. This midfield is not good. They're good at one thing, and now stop it. They're good at neutralizing, but they're not good at creating. And again, you cannot sustain your fullbacks being the only creative hub in the team. And look, here we are. Here we are. You can't do it.
Like, the fitness is sad because Klopp saw it. He saw it. He tried to bring in Jota. He tried to bring in Thiago. He tried to bring in things that were different to change it up. But yeah, it's just
but different for the sake of different isn't good enough because Jota plays in the false 9 role that Firmino does. But the link up between midfield and attack is still not there. Thiago is a deep line playmaker who can play holding midfielder. Where is your number 8?
Well, this is what I was going to get on. I was going to literally just say, like, there isn't a Goretzka in this side. There isn't a Busquets in this side. So, you know, Thiago, the slander on Thiago is a bit harsh because I'm sure he's walked into a field and said, hang on a minute, you lot are the Champions League champions and Premier League champions, and this is what the midfield looks like. Oh, hell no. What do you expect me to do with this? Because, you know, And you know, side note, why is Minamino gone on loan? I haven't got the faintest idea why he's gone on loan.
He's not good though.
Listen, I'm seeing Shaqiri coming off the bench. I'm asking, where's Minamino? Come on. You know, Naby Keita, we're dissing Naby Keita. Shaqiri is not good enough, and we were dissing Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. But Minamino went on loan? No. Listen, get your ducks in order. We get it. Maybe Minamino's not the guy. I'm with that. But he is definitely not below the three players I've just mentioned. Because it's not, it can't be the case. So the thing for Thiago is of course, look, Thiago's great in his own way. But like we say, when you buy a player, you got to make sure it fits a system that is going to, suit your system as a manager, but also suit the player as well, right? Now, I don't think this is a classic case of Klopp's just bought a player on talent and not thought about his plans. But I don't think he's realised Thiago, you know, people have covered his sins, i.e. Goretzka, Kimmich, Busquets. You know, those guys may have covered those sins in that time. So when he comes and he sees Wijnaldum, Henderson, and then it could be Curtis Jones, it could be Chamberlain, it could be Shaqiri. You know, come on, this is a world-class player playing in a field.
No, Pete, let them know because I'm not liking the disrespect, bro.
I read that, you know, Thiago's made the most fouls for Liverpool this season, right? So it tells me something. It tells me either he's clearing up after garbage people behind him or around him, or it's a case of, look, he doesn't know where he is right now. You know, he's either playing badly because he doesn't know where he is, or he's covering sins of the world, which, you know, you know what I'm saying? It's one of the two.
Atoning, bro.
No, I think it's somewhere in between.
It could be. Yeah.
Because I think he's almost trying to prove he can hack the physicality. So he's almost going into deals. He's almost forcing the whole aggression thing a bit too much. And I think B, I think he's just doing work that he's not necessarily used to. I remember there was a time where he was up all the way on the left wing, trying to press Cancelo. Bro, Cancelo just gives him a little shimmy, bypasses it, and passes it to Diaz, City are away. So I think he's being asked to do a role that he's not necessarily meant to do. And I think when you bring in Fabinho, when you bring in Henderson, two players who are actually meant to do that job, I think we'll see a better Thiago. So I think Thiago at the moment, he's not got an identity. Like, what is he? Is he meant to be a 6? Is he meant to be on the left of a midfield 3? I don't necessarily think we know, by the way. And by the way, you see Gini Wijnaldum, big game Gini is a myth. Because I listened to man tell me, we don't necessarily see what he can do on the TV. You have to be in the stadium. But I don't need to see. It's rubbish. Bro, he broke from midfield. No, I kid you not, he broke from midfield. I think we were like 3 and 4. He done past it, to Henderson at centre back. I couldn't believe it.
Oh,
that's a joke. That's a joke.
Go to Barcelona.
Okay.
Another thing I was gonna say, or you know, Oscar, you might as well go.
Yeah, we'll come back to you in a second. I'm just going to go through the comments. Bosslat Endo said Klopp is low-key tactically inept. His plan A is perfect, but when it goes tits up, he doesn't have a plan B. He's too stubborn as well. I said it from day.
Come on.
He's also speaking about Salah. He said, where was you man's boy Salah? Another big game stinker. Hasn't scored in his last 10 games versus the top 6 in open play. He cost us 10 points this season due to poor finishing. What? Sorry, he's done the maths. I guess. He's looked at the missed chances. I think Salah was going to score if he didn't win the penalty yesterday. So I think it's a bit harsh.
He's the top goal scorer of the Premier League. He is number one. And okay, who gives a damn about open play if you're scoring? He's scoring.
No. But Pete, his point is that. Oh no! Boss that ended said I'm done with this team. I didn't even watch the game yesterday. Okay, well then don't talk about the game yesterday. Then,
what I'm saying is, I'm with that. Listen, if you want to talk about open play goals, you know what I'm saying, and man just needs a set piece to always score. I get all that jargon. If you're not scoring goals, my brother is the top goal scorer in the Premier League. What has he scored? 13 penalties this season.
7 to 8 apparently.
7 to 8 penalties are apparently. Right?
He got 7 penalties.
Right, the Liverpool get pens. That's why I put him in my fantasy team because Salah gets all the pens and he scores them.
But my point is, I think that because I didn't know that. I thought he scores mostly from an open play. But my issue is Bruno gets bare stick. Like Bruno gets hella stick, and I'm like, 7 penalties.
Yeah, but that's
I
largely.
can think of 5.
The thing is, Salah.
You guys keep talking. I'll do the research.
All right. Well, look, at the end of the day, is it a case of big game? Look, Liverpool always beat Man City. It seems at Anfield, right? Or they always get their number, right? This is a banana skin of all banana skins. They got beat well, and of course, more mistakes obviously led to the fact that there were 4 goals. But I do think at the same time, it's not to. This result doesn't just paint the whole brush over Liverpool this season. Anyone can get it because Man City got 5 by Leicester, right? And another team's been given 7. Palace got 7. Liverpool got 7 before. Like teams will get it all in around the season. So there's still a panic coming.
It's not that bad. Liverpool have had 6 penalties this season, and he's scored 6, and that's in the league. And then Brighton, Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Leicester have all had more. Man United received 7 penalties and scored 6.
So, and how many has he got in the league? Is it like 14 now? So you take away 6, he's got 8 open play goals.
But he's still like that's you can't take that away from him in my opinion. He's doing well.
Well, yeah,
he's got 16 goals. So yeah,
the question you need to ask about players stepping up to the plate is the ones that didn't do anything. Talk about those. Salah may have not done much, but at the end of the day, if it weren't for him, you don't get a goal. He got the penalty and scored the penalty. So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but I think if anyone has an issue with Salah, it's more to do with the wider play and how it loops everything together. And people always felt like Mane did a bit more than him, but now Mane is stinking as well. It's
Mane's better.
The thing is with the two of them that Mane's always been the all-round better player, but Salah has been a consistent shooter, and Mane now has not got anything about him that is spectacular. He's still got talent, obviously, but it's like the Mane that affects games, that changes the dynamic on that left side is not the same anymore. But Salah is still firing, so I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah,
Endo said Liverpool haven't been the same since the first leg versus Atletico in February. A whole calendar year we've been playing below par. This ain't a shock to me. This season proved how important Virgil van Dijk is. First time in Prem history, we've lost 3 games in a row at Anfield. Klopp constantly complaining, beefing the interviewers. He's rattled.
This is what I wanted to get onto, because when man came, I remember the BT Sport adverts. I know talking about rock and roll football. Every time I saw Klopp, they were talking about how much he smiles. He's a pleasant manager, bro. Yep. Like typical post-champion questions are rattling him.
No, but it is though. I think the Premier League turns you into a monster. I think that's what it does.
No, let's not do that, man.
Do you no? I think the Premier League turns you into a beast, man. I think it does.
Oscar, every manager that has won the league gets asked the same questions. And the question they're asking him is not quantum physics, bro. What do you think of your title chances now that you're in this position? Answer question A. Yeah. Question B. Does that mean you're going to be focusing on top 4? Man's making it an essay. Bro, relax, bro.
He was acting like a flipping baby. But what I will say is, I think the constant questioning that these managers have to go through, it can turn a normal man insane.
No. But they ask you questions when you're winning. They're still asking Pep questions about how he feels about his position now. They keep the same energy, win or lose. So I'm not having this, bro. The thing is, when Pep was losing, you remember in his first season when he finished in the top 4, was it top 5 or whatever? And I remember when they asked him on one of the BBC interviews.
I think he finished 3rd.
Sorry, he finished 3rd. And they were asking him questions because he'd gone through like 2-3 games where they were drawing or whatever, and he'd lost one. And what's it called? They asked him questions like, what do you think of your current position in the team? And he said, "Don't worry, I'm worried more than you are." He answered in such like, "I'm fed up, but I have to be professional." Klopp has completely faltered.
Mm.
Completely faltered. When Pep was winning the league 100 points, they were still pressing him with questions, asking about his position in the league. Klopp, bro, like this idea that Klopp is this nice guy, he's friendly. Get out of here, bro. He has been rattled from the beginning of the season, bro. Before, and the 7-2 is when it kicked off. I saw one question they asked him today. Man's telling the commentator, asking the interviewer, how can you start this like your interview like this, and you've only got 2 questions? You've wasted your 2 questions, and then
that was so dumb.
And then proceeds to argue with the guy. The guy asks him the first question, and he answers it. The second question, he looks at him like he's about to punch him, and then he answers the question. So all this arguing was for what? All the arguing was for what, bro? Rattled you, bro. He's rattled, bro. I love it.
Some people, you know, look, everybody handles it differently for sure, and Klopp hates it. You know, it's clear to see. But you know, I do sympathise with all of those managers because they do get asked ridiculous questions, and you know the way Pep. Remember when Pep was acting the way that you were just mentioning there, Ernest? Because I remember he was like saying, you know, are you happy with this win? He goes, oh, more than you
more
believe.
than you know. Yeah.
You know, it's when what he's saying inside, he is fuming, but the way he channels the energy is completely different. When you look at somebody like who was it? Like Wenger got rattled at post match a lot. Yeah. Where you know when they asked him about a substitution, and he said he started numbering how many substitutions he's made in his career, and it was just like, whoa, Arsene, let's stick to the script here. You know what I mean? Like all of them, you know, David Moyes, they've all said things where we're like, sit down, have a glass, and cool off.
Yeah.
But, you know, I do feel sorry for them. They get asked the same thing all the time, and it's just their time that they have to take up to answer to these clowns. And then,
but it's easy to answer when you're winning.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Ernest. You're right. You're right. The pressure, the results gets on them, and then they snap at the interviewers, and it's not necessarily fair. But we've seen this Premier League turn some mild-mannered people into some angry people. Yeah, it goes both ways. We spoke a lot about Liverpool. I just wanted to bring up Lola's comment on City. She said, City are brilliant. Foden is king star boy. Don't put other boys on his level. It's rude. Guys, anyone close to his level in the Premier League? Wait. What? Above Bukayo, Lola?
Of course.
Yeah, man.
Let's not do this.
Pete, let's not do this, bro.
What I'm saying is, I'm asking Lola because I'm thinking, hang on a minute. I thought the guy was Book. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm confused. I'm confused. I thought BS7 was the guy, fam. Like the thing for me, yeah, when it comes to Foden, like Foden's quality is amazing, and what he did for that 4th goal was insane. Probably going to be goal of the week, yeah. What Saka's done for Arsenal is incredible. Like, he'll get the ball, he'll bring the team 30 yards forward and pass and cross, and his cross is effective. And he does that every single game. Saka's probably one of the most consistent youngsters I've ever seen in the Premier League. He does it every single game. So when people are arguing, I can kind of hear the argument. I'm Team Foden, but I kind of hear it. Lola said, yes, Peter, I love Saka, but Foden is clear.
I don't think Foden is clear, but he's above him.
No. Okay. Foden is cold, man. So
Foden is there, but I don't think he's clear.
He's clear, bro. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Do you know what? I don't agree with this comment. I don't agree with this one. I don't think Saka is with Cho or Greenwood, because what Oscar just explained what Saka does for Arsenal. Cho and Greenwood haven't done that for Chelsea or Man United. And you can argue, you know, one of them hasn't had the opportunity as such, and the other one, you know, the inconsistency has happened, and, you know, whatever happened to him off the field, blah, blah.
Greenwood did it last year, not this season.
But, you know, but Greenwood wasn't the star man at Man United last year. Bukayo Saka is Arsenal's best player. He's number 1. He's the best, the leader. He's the biggest leader at that club right now, and he is the player of the season for Arsenal. Country mile.
Surrounded by trash,
by a country mile.
And the thing for me is everybody was waxing lyrical about Foden yesterday, as they should, because he had a great game. But Saka, the way Saka plays, he plays like that every single week. It's not a worldie that we see and he has 2 bad games. No, he's consistent, minimum 7 out of 10 every week. You know them Football Manager ratings there.
But for me, I don't think Foden has ever had a bad game in a City shirt.
Bro, the guy is cold. No, real talk, yeah. Foden is cold.
I don't think Foden has ever had a bad game. You know, like Benny the Butcher has never had a bad verse. Foden's never had a bad game.
Foden is cold, bro.
Foden has never had a bad game.
Saka's good, but he's surrounded by trash, bro. That's why we can't.
But Foden walks into Man United.
Can I interrupt you?
Sorry, not Foden. Saka.
Can I interrupt you lot quickly? There's another goal at Ellen Road, and speaking of another youngster, well, not youngster. I don't know why I said youngster. He's not youngster, but Patrick Bamford, another Englishman, has just bagged another Premier League goal. 2-0 lead.
You're right,
2-0 lead.
I told you.
B Arsenal Greener said, "No hold, guys. Saka is miles ahead of the guys. He is like Giggs." Lola O said, "Peter, don't forget that Saka has the benefit / issue of being forced to do that at Arsenal. Cho, Greenwood don't have to be the main guys." I disagree, though. I think Saka has become the main guy because he's that good.
No, and that's the thing. You can say forced, but I'm sorry. Callum Hudson-Odoi, what's Greenwood's first name? I keep thinking of another name.
Mason.
It is Mason. Right, it is Mason. I'm thinking of another name. I don't know why. But,
I'm thinking of Sam. That was
that's how you know, bro. That's how you know. Look, Saka was not forced to be anything at Arsenal. He came in and he said, give me the ball and I'll do what I do best. In humility, you know them ones. Like in the Europa League last year, you know them ones. He was turning up at Frankfurt and banging. You know, away from home. He was doing the thing. And I know Greenwood was doing similar things as well last season where he was licking shots down, bro, like it was nothing, yeah? But Greenwood didn't become the leader of Man United. And that's not to say, because Maguire's there or whoever else, Pogba's, whatever else, Bruno. Bro, we've got David Luiz's and Xhaka's and Aubameyangs and whatever of this world. Like, Saka is a different level. And the thing is, not that we won't appreciate it because we've got so much good talent that we're seeing right now. There's loads of it. But Bukayo Saka, listen, this is a talent that is, honestly, we're not going to fathom it in years to come. He's going to be so clear. And so I agree Foden will be as well. But I wonder if Foden is more so the product of his environment or whether or not he goes to, I don't know, Newcastle, Leeds and becomes the leader there. But
what you're describing about Saka, Foden does for City. Especially in the absence of Bernardo Silva, because I can't find him anywhere. So post David Silva,
he did okay yesterday.
He did okay. Foden has been 8 out of 10 every game.
Yeah,
minimum. Foden has been very good. Like when man say he's clear, I understand it, but I don't think he's clear. He's sick, bro.
I think though, but the guys you're naming with Foden and, for example, Foden and Greenwood, they're at good clubs. Do you know what I'm saying? Surrounded by some good talent. Whereas at Arsenal, there is not much. And Saka is shining. And maybe it's easier to shine. Okay, you can make that argument too. But he's actually grabbed the ball by the horns and taken Arsenal forward.
Lola said, Peter, he was forced. He is levels, but if Arsenal was run properly, Saka wouldn't be having to do as much. Think of it this way. When Arsenal were playing well and they were fighting for real things, does Saka get as many games? Saka is a star boy, but context must be added. That's not... I don't think that's fair. He's playing and he's doing it. He's dragging Arsenal. He's literally dragging Arsenal. And I don't think... I think Foden is a wow player. Like, he's got so much quality. Yeah. I don't know if he has the efficiency to drag a team in the same way. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's my point as well. I think Foden is very much wow, whereas Saka is engine, he's consistency, he's fuel. You know what I'm saying? Like he is a lot of things, bro. And how old is the kid? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a joke.
He's what 19?
It's a joke, Ernest. It's a joke. You know, should we move on to Arsenal while we're here?
Yeah, well, Boss Endo said dragging Arsenal to 11th. I get what
you can. Before, without him, would be 16th. So yes, he drags Arsenal to 11th. Yes, is the answer to that question. And I don't say that. Oh, we're here. We're here, David. We're here.
Oh yeah, last season, yeah. Out of 38 games, I mean, we lost 10 games. Yeah, we're now 23 games in, and we've lost 10, bruv. We've already matched that total, bro. Wow.
David, Unai Emery was sacked for having 3 defeats in the league in the season.
Bruv, this thing is a wrap, bruv. I told man them from last season, bruv, we need to build, just scrap this thing. And Arteta, yeah, and now Arteta's officially on the warm orange, bruv, yeah. Instead of bringing on Martinelli, you bought on Willian. Knowing this guy,
David, that was the.
I'm done.
For me, you print the resignation paper. You go and hit print, because what was he thinking? No, I'm Ernest. I am dead serious. What was he thinking when he brought off Partey and brought on Willian? Ahead of Danny Ceballos, who plays in the position, or Gabriel Martinelli. Somebody tell me.
Willian is his son, though.
Why should I watch Arsenal Football Club? Somebody help me answer that question. Why should I watch them?
I'm fed up, bruv. I can't do it, bruv.
It's amazing. It's amazing. My name here still has the women. Still. And I put this in here, in October? In October, November time? Do you know what I'm saying? Right. I do not understand Afro Warrior. On a real, I'm sitting there. You know me, I'm a massive Ceballos mark, right? I can't believe he was not on the pitch yesterday, on Saturday. And you know, like a 12:30 kickoff, yeah. Your weekend is ruined. All football is ruined. You know, the rest of the football I watch on highlights on YouTube, except Chelsea. I watched the rest of it on highlights. Because you think I could sit here and watch the rest of the weekend? I'm seeing Newcastle and Southampton goals galore. The jealousy in me. I said, oh man, Ward Prowse, bro. He hits that peg hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at players, Minamino, that, you know, Liverpool's waste is going over to the Saints and scoring on his debut. Joe Willock scores on his debut, for crying out loud. Like, guys, what is this? Why do I have to sit here and finish the season with this? What's the point?
The guys, and then you look at this Donny who they handed a new contract to, yeah? Rob Holding, bruv. Absolute garbage, bruv. Fam, why are you giving strikers that much space? Okay, Cedric flopped the thing. I don't know what he was doing, bruv. But fam, why are you giving the strikers so much space in the box, bruv?
But why is Cedric there? Why is he the left back against Villa?
Because our stupid physios, bruv, are dumb, bruv. And I keep telling you, Pete, but our physios are trash, bruv.
Not yet. I was thinking about the physios when Partey went down. I said, okay, what is going on, guys? What the heck is going on?
Bruv. I've been saying it for years.
Do you know how many players Arsenal have out through injuries that are non-contact? Non-contact. They're out for months. They're out for months, weeks on end. Weeks on end. You know, where is Tierney? Fam, where is he? You know what I'm saying?
Outside in the snow, to be fair.
I swear it's the last time I saw him.
Lola O said Willian came on to help Villa. Arteta should not tell me he picks the team on merit.
He's a liar.
Yeah, but no manager picks their team on merit. It's air. Don't ever think about meritocracy. Abdi065 said, so you man gassed up this little run. Only you went on only to be 11th and 1 win in 5. Pathetic club. Partey and Thiago are both on front watch.
Find me the guy who gassed him. Find me the.
Yeah. In fairness, the two Arsenal fans on this podcast were very cautious, did not want to get gassed, and wouldn't, even when I tried to gas them up, they wouldn't get gassed.
What annoys me is that we went on this run and we were still mid-table, and that was disheartening Because you know that we talked about the 5 runs, 5 win games, 6 win games, it will fly up the table. Fam, we did not move a bit, fam. We did not move an inch. You know the way there. At the end of the day, like, look, Arteta has, you throw your eggs. Because look now, yeah, this week, midweek now, yeah, everyone's playing in the FA Cup, right? Why are we not there? Why are we not there? We rested players to get 3 points the following week. Well, you can say goodbye to those 3 points because they mean nothing. The league, it means nothing this season. So now you've got to go gun-ho against Benfica in the Europa League. Because it's Europa or bust. That is it. There is no European football at Arsenal next season if we go out of the Europa League.
It may not necessarily be a bad thing.
Fam, we need to be out of you. And I told Peter this.
Yeah, it may not necessarily be a bad thing, to be fair.
I said this, bruv. Ban Europa League, cuz. We need to start again, bruv. No,
David said reset, boy.
The argument I've made is you can't go on a reset with this team because, David, this team next season, it's not going to improve.
Peter, this is
unless you have another manager.
Tell you,
glitter horse manure.
We should have sold Aubameyang last season. Probably guy is not doing anything. And watch the agenda next season. If his poor form continues, get him out, bro. It's the
David,
there, bro.
David might have been onto something with that one.
David from day David said cash in, and I said, bro, you're mad. You've got to keep the guy. His form was so ridiculous that he was the only light of hope of anything for the next season. But you know, maybe.
Aubameyang is looking at this. I'm like, okay, Özil's gone. All right, we've got these youngsters, but we've signed Willian. We've got Louis getting offered a new contract. Rob Holt is trash. Partey can't stay on the pitch. We spent 45 million on him. We keep getting all these loan signings. This is whack, bruv. Like, he's not, okay, he's got personal issues off the pitch. All right, cool. But fam, on the pitch, it is not working this season. I don't know why, bruv.
Do you think, David, though, that 30 minutes against Wolves, because that's what's going to be the highlight of our season, right? Was those first 30 minutes against Wolves. Do you think that was genuine, or do you think that was a one-off?
And I keep saying, this is another thing I've been saying, we do not have the squad consistent enough to play 38 games. Give me 4 straight. All right, give me 10 wins on the bounce, flop here, one game. Man United under Ferguson, yeah, when they were winning things, there's always one bad game they're gonna have where they just better, bro. One, and that's it, bro. They'll pattern up the rest of the season, win the league, Champions League, or whatever. Liverpool was the same thing as well. Well, I think they lost. Yeah, Corona hit.
Back in the day.
Arsenal consistently every season, bro. We start well. January, Feb comes, we're trash, bruv. We got a nice little run, then 3 games on the bounce we lose. I've had enough, bruv. Start again. This team is not consistent enough to do it, bruv. Rob Holding is trash. The spirit of stupidity has now come upon Gabriel and Leno. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. Gabriel's moving mad these days.
It's done, bruv. Just start again, bruv. I've had enough, bruv.
And that's the thing, you know, it's amazing what you just said there, because players are coming here and are adapting to the environment that there is.
There you go.
They're all doing it. Because I'm pretty sure by the end of this season, we'll be fed up with Odegaard. Just send him back. Because I'm sure we did that with Ceballos last year. Remember when Ceballos was like, we were just like, you're not the guy. Like, what's happened? We thought you were Isco. You weren't Isco. You know the one. But like, all of them. Do you remember when Mustafi and Xhaka signed? We thought we were going to win the league that year, fam. And we were top of the league up until I think Chelsea then switched gears and then started licking it down. But like, we always buy players and you think, yeah, do you know, that's a good window. That's actually not a bad signing. That's not a bad signing. And they all turn out trailer park trash. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying these players are actually better than what we got, like better than what we actually saw. I don't know. But you know, people like Kolasinac was Germany's team of the year, Bundesliga team of the year as the left back, right? You know, Socrates, when you talk about that Dortmund team, Ernest, of before, but when they added in Socrates to that side, again, you were saying, right, you know, former AC Milan, you thought, yeah, Greek centre-half, Butch, you know what I'm saying? You're thinking, yeah, he's done nothing. You brought in a player like, you know, Lichtsteiners of this world. You brought in Torreira. When Torreira was signed, mate, the next guy, he's the one. So many times we've bought players, and even Aubameyang came in on a hot streak with Dortmund anyway. He was scoring goals with his eyes closed, and he came to Arsenal and he was scoring goals with his eyes closed anyway. Yeah, back flipping, mask on, mask off, everything. Now he's been here so long, he's now marinating in the dew. And the thing is you look at somebody like a Bukayo Saka, and I hope to God it doesn't happen. But very short, so let's say shortly, soon, he could fall into that same category and become. You remember Sterling at the beginning of City, where it was like, he's just not. He's not the guy, and even now, when you see Sterling go one-on-one with a keeper, you don't bet your house. You still don't do it. But it's one of those where you just think, Sterling for me was like a typical Arsenal player. In that same ilk, the Iwobi, the Walcott, whatever else. So, the culture has to change. The problem is the culture is a mess. It's absolutely riddled with this nonsense. And this reset you're talking about, man, what? Should I sign out of the league for the next 2 seasons and then come back in 2023? You know what I'm saying? What? Is that what I'm doing? Because at the end of the day, fam, like, when for me, guys, when Wenger was fired, this was the writing on the wall was this. It was always going to be this. And with Emery, you look at it, right? Everybody felt like, Emery was supposed to go. Yeah, he's supposed to leave because of what happened in his second season. But I always go back to the fact that his first season, he was so close. He was so close to arresting that situation, and he couldn't arrest it. So what makes you think this guy, who is not experienced whatsoever, with a technical director that's inexperienced, with a CEO that's inexperienced, the whole gang is a mess. There is no hope in my opinion. There is no hope in terms of this Arsenal team becoming what it used to be. And all I'm asking for is, can we challenge for the title? That's all I want, is a challenge. Be competitive. You know what I'm saying? Be serious in the top 6. Because top 6 now, forget top 6. We used to talk about top 4. The top 4 was the top 4 all this time long when this podcast was named. We were not talking top. I mean, yeah, we used to be top. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be humble with the request. You know the one. I'm trying to come in on a meat thing, because all I'm asking is for competition. Let me at least have a. Let me be in the same party as you, man. You man are talking about losing to Man City, then the league is over for you. Look at us, bro. Nobody here on this podcast was shocked that we lost to Aston Villa. Nobody was. We got Leeds on Valentine's Day. Need I say more?
Leeds are currently 2-0 up at Palace. Almost 70 minutes played there. Lola O said, Arteta likes dead players. It wouldn't shock me if his overhaul is getting rid of all the players with the correct profiles. I will always bring it back to who fights for mid players like Holding, Willian, Xhaka, and the like.
Yeah. And the thing is, and that's why I like what I liked about Unai Emery. He didn't like this. He wanted real players, blood. He knows what real footballers are. These are the kind of managers who've been in the game. Like Thomas Tuchel and all these guys. They don't waste time on the dibby, bro. They get rid. They vamos, leave, blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, gone. You know what I mean? Not this thing of, let's give him a new I swear down, lads. I swear down to you. I'm not going to lie. If Arsenal start giving new contracts out to David Luiz, because his contract runs out at the end of the season, if they give Mikel Arteta a new contract, who else is in that sphere? Because I've heard some rumor or somebody else. But if those two get new signings, I can't watch an Arsenal game until change. I can't. Out of choice, no chance. No chance. It's over. The Arsenal women, I'm telling you, you'd rather watch. And I'm enjoying them. Please believe. I enjoyed Sunday night. You know what I mean? Up against Man City. Tough clash. Lost 2-1 in the end. But they can play football. Nice.
And that's what you're asking for, isn't it?
Up in the Brom Wood, bro. It was -1, fam. In the blizzard. Bovril? You were lucky
with a Bovril. Oh my gosh.
I've got to find a second team for the rest of the season.
Oh, Pete, what support? Look no further. Support the Villa. I'm not gonna lie. Like Aston Villa are one of the best teams to watch in the Premier League this season for me. I'll watch almost anytime they're on TV. I'll watch it because they have a system. They play well, and obviously Jack Grealish is just a joy.
Right.
So, yeah, the comments. There's been a lot of comments back and forth, man. The Arsenal fans are not happy. Shout out to GK. I don't know if it's GK or GlaxoSmithKline. I don't know what the full name is, but Villa as a whole are a good team, but the players I still think majority are average.
The difference is, guys, the bottom line. Get a manager.
Yeah.
Get a
This
manager.
is what I say every week. It is about coaching. It is about coaching, bro. It is about coaching.
Honestly, when he was recruited, I said no, this is not the answer. This ain't it. Meanwhile, we still got. By the way, we have got a manager unemployed in the name of Massimiliano Allegri, Max Allegri, the English call him. Fam, we can. How? Do you have a plethora?
Pete, I don't want him to come, bro.
Yeah, Peter, you know exactly. Why would he? Why would he inherit this garbage, hot steaming pile of crap?
Do you know why? Because do you know what he will tell me in my press conference? Do you know what he'll tell me in the press conference? He'll tell me that this is hot garbage behind me. Can you smell it? Right? And he says, guys, give me 18 months and I will get rid of the smell and you will be smelling the lemon, the vanilla, the magnolia, whatever it is. I'm not saying he's going to win the league, but listen, at least with Emery, you know what you had? You had a coach. You had a guy who knew what he wanted to do, how he wanted to play, but it didn't pull off, right? Communication was
revisionist. I still think it's revisionist. I think the underlying message is Arsenal's team is just not very good. And even I think people in the comments talking about Aston Villa, starting 11, everyone to a man, it's debatable what actually is the better starting 11. When you strip it down, so like, is your starting 11 better than Villa? Is it better than Leicester? Is it better than Wolves? Is it better than Everton?
But the thing is, when we talk starting 11s, a lot of people saying Villa's starting 11 is better than Arsenal. Villa's starting 11 is better because they're coached better and they look better in that system.
No, but also,
you know what I mean. So Arsenal's look bad because of the inverse.
Oscar, this was Arsene Wenger's problem and also like his magician in a sense, because he had this caliber of player always, and it's why it never challenged for league titles, but it was why it always got into the top 4 without a scratch, because it was Coquelin and Johan Giroud and Olivier Giroud and Park, Gervinho, Almunia, the list goes on. Wenger signed trailer park trash, and Arsenal have had a whack team since 2009. We've not had a good team since 2009, really. Talent. Yeah.
Probably 2015 was your last good team, I'd say. Like
2015. Name a defensive midfielder in that team.
Okay.
Don't ask me about Arsenal's teams and squads, because trust me, I was a fiend in those days. Wouldn't name him.
I'm just thinking Carzola, Alexis Ozil, something.
Exactly. And that was Wenger's Achilles heel. His blind spot was always, I go to Lidl, I need onions and I need some bread. But it will come out with a magic bean every single time. Every single time, yeah? He couldn't resist. You know what I'm saying? Do you remember when we signed Ozil? Do you remember? Yeah? When we signed Ozil and everybody was saying, buy a striker, buy a defensive midfielder, buy a centre half. And he came out with Mesut Ozil, and we all changed.
Man said he goes to buy mackerel, but he gets caviar. You know.
Honestly, always did.
Crazy.
And Ozil was caviar, very niche, very high end.
It was his Achilles heel forever and a day in his Arsenal career, because he thought he could do what he did when he was unbeaten. He thought, I can buy a Lauren and a Toure who play in midfield. By the way, they were bought as midfielders, those two, and they were playing in the back 4. And what I'm beating in the back 4. He thought he could do it again. But Francis Coquelin, Jesus, are you kidding me?
He was good for a period of time. Like, yeah, I don't know if maybe he was better than what I expected.
Yeah,
he was decent.
It was one of those. He was very passionate. He was dying to play for Arsenal. He loved playing for Arsenal, and a lot of that was his passion. But when he met class, when he went to Stamford Bridge and Hazard gave him the spinneroonie, no, it was over. It was over. You know. So passion gets you so far. You need technical ability. You need technical ability. At the end of the day. Prerequisite. Now, on the coaching standpoint, on the managerial standpoint, but it goes for the same for you in that area. I need a manager who A is a manager and B who can coach. We have none.
GK said he doesn't rate Allegri that highly. Lola O said also don't bring me Allegri. So
I'm just saying. When you look at the caliber of people who are unemployed and the caliber of people who are employed, come on.
Right.
Someone's gonna have to come in, and I don't know, bruv. I don't know where we go, Arsenal.
In this context, Arsenal cannot be beggars and choosers. No way.
Just give me a gangster coach, man. That's all I've asked.
I think to a degree. Like, you don't want another meaty guy because it's just going to be 3 more years of the same.
Allegri's been to 2 Champions League finals and he's won like 8 league titles.
Yeah, Allegri's proper. That's what I mean. I think like, but anyone sort of like an average guy, it's not.
Like when I go to Anfield, I can't be saying, "Oh, if we only could see 3, it's not that bad." What is this? It's Arsenal Football Club. The third biggest team in England. Look at it. Look at where it's sitting in the league. Getting tossed about by Wolves and Villa.
Bro, give me a club type manager, man. Just someone who's won something, who knows how to build a thing, and let's go, bro.
But there's not many of those around, David.
This one I'm saying, we've missed our boat, bro. So I don't know where we go, bro.
We keep missing it. Last summer there was 3 of them available. Last summer. And we couldn't.
I'm sure there are, man.
It still angers me that on the day we signed Arteta, Ancelotti was on the opposite bench in his first game. That infuriated me. Like, I was like, that is ridiculous. How honestly. But anyway,
GK says I'll take Valverde or Luis Enrique.
Enrique all day long.
I won't lie to you, anyway. Yeah. See, off the pitch, something has to change in this club, brother. I don't. If you don't fix upstairs, the pitch, it ain't happening, bruv. It's not going to happen. I can tell you for free, bruv.
Quick housekeeping. Everybody that's watching, please like the video. Please subscribe if you're not already. Leeds currently still 2-0 up against Palace. 80 minutes played there. Michy Batshuayi has just come on. To no avail so far, but I'll keep you posted.
I guess Hodgson settled for the game then, yeah? He settled for the 2-0.
Bro. Do you know what the thing is? Yeah? When you play Leeds give you chances, innit? But Palace have just been whack. Every time they get like a 2-on-3, the final pass is dead. They've not created nothing. JA9 is just whack, bro.
How they beat us first game of the season, I don't know. They are pathetic, bro.
Yeah. Not good enough today, in my opinion.
Arsenal just frustrate you, bruv, man. I can't.
Yeah, they took points of us as well. Throw it in the bin, and then we wait in 2023. That's the truth of the matter. Oscar,
yo,
your boy's got a 2-1 win. Tuchel ball is in full effect. 2-1 winners against Sheffield United. Oscar, are you convinced?
Convinced of what?
A, sacking Lampard, and B, getting a better manager in.
Yeah. Well, I'm convinced that sacking Lampard was the right thing to do, and I'm convinced that bringing in Tuchel was the right thing to do. Does that mean I think he's got it all figured out and he knows what is what with this Chelsea team? Definitely not. I feel like he's still playing players that every single Chelsea fan knows will eventually let us down. Marcus Alonso is playing at left back. He will let us down eventually. It's a matter of time. Rudiger playing at centre back. He played against Tottenham. I tweeted out, the sooner Thomas Tuchel realizes that Rudiger is ass, ASS, yeah, the better it is for Chelsea. Guess what he goes and does? He scores an own goal in a needless situation, just a brain fart, head loss moment that he does all the time. He did it again. And I'm saying
the all-seeing eye of Peter Bajuzzi said this the minute he touched pitch.
And that's the thing is, that's another transfer that Peter got right.
In my notebook, there is Davinson Sanchez, there is Antonio Rudiger, there is Harry Maguire. The list goes on. The list goes on. The list goes on. It's very long. Yeah. So if you need one, if you need a new one, a fresh one, just shout me and I'll tell you exactly what I thought on that day. Yeah. Antonio Rudiger. Joyce, the minute I saw him, I said no. I said this is not it. This is not it. Chelsea win the Premier League. Yeah. Chelsea win the Premier League, and the following season they signed this clown. I said no. They're not serious.
The worst thing is we spent over 250 million that whole window, including the January as well. He was the best signing of the lot, and he's rubbish. And I don't want him no man in my team. So that tells you how bad that window was. Lola O says, "See Tomori enjoying Milan." Yeah, I think that's the legacy of Lampard's era. You know what I mean? Letting Rudiger go. Iklas Elmi said Rudiger before last season was good though. I can't lie. I'll agree with you. He was a passable defender under Sarri and under Conte. Under Lampard, he just became terrible, and the mistakes in his game became too big to dismiss. And like I said last week, we're in a similar situation with Man United. They have 3 centre backs that are just like you're begging for more from them. We have Rudiger, Christensen, and Zuma, who are pretty much the same. They can be great on their day, they can be terrible on their day. You never know what to expect from them. They're not winning you league titles.
That's the bottom line.
They're not winning you league titles. Iklas is telling me he had a good game yesterday. I don't care if he has a good game. It's literally what Ernest was saying about Harry Maguire. I don't care if you play well for 70 minutes, if you cost me a goal in that game. I'm done with Antonio Rudiger. I'm done. I don't want to see him start.
And the truth is, Oscar, the data shows whether or not this player should be at Chelsea. Why are we doing this? Why are we accepting mediocrity? Why are we accepting mediocrity? Because mediocrity.
The thing is, Peter, you know what I've clocked here? You see the gap between like the last great defenders of the league and what we have now. The streets are forgotten, you know, because I don't think people understand.
Ernest, football fans think you can't have a good centre half in your club. They think you can't.
Bro,
if you're gonna win, if nobody has done it in modern day, Liverpool said 75 it will take to get the lead.
This is it. And the thing is, when I look at Vidic got twined by 2 people in his career. Fernando Torres and Messi. That is it, bruv. Like people are getting twined by Ollie Watkins.
Look at the names, exactly.
Watkins is coming and twisting man up.
I'm seeing Bogle. I'm seeing Bogle giving Chelsea stress. What are you talking about?
Bruv, it's crazy to me to think that man rate Harry Maguire off of one game, he had a good 70 minutes. Every time we played well is because more time the team doesn't even attack us like that. You're the ones. But I'll give you a clear example. Look at the Leeds game at Old Trafford. McTominay scores 2 in 3 minutes. Why did we concede 2? Why did we concede 2? Why could it never be? The question to all these men that rate Rudiger and Maguire and players like that, why are you never wholly convinced in 90 minutes for like 6-7 games of a run? Why are you never fully convinced that this guy's good? You're always saying, but he was all right though. You're never thinking like Van Dijk is the reason we are secure. You never have that 100% assurance. I'm never assured with Maguire, Rudiger, Lindelof. I'm never assured with them. Never. I'm never going into a game thinking we're going to keep a clean sheet. And I used to think that with Rio and Vidic. I used to think that.
Fact. This is the indication whether you know you've bought the right one or not. If you buy a player and you think to yourself, we need another one who's better than him, you've already lost. Because the day Man United signed Maguire, nobody turned around and said, okay, defense is short. When Chelsea signed no one thought of the like. When we signed David Luiz, I asked for him to be sold the same window because we knew this is not the one. This is not the one. And then people tell me, oh, but he had 5 good games, David Luiz, for example. Yeah, but did you see what he did at Wolves? Did you see what he did at Chelsea? Did you see what he did at Anfield? Did you see what he did at the Etihad? I've named you 4 games off the cuff. Off the cuff. I haven't even thought about his mistakes.
Lola, just put a list. Look at the list. Look at the list. Look at the list. Rudiger, Maguire, Lindelof, Mustafi, Xhaka, Lovren, etc. They are true tricksters.
Kill for a Lovren right
now. And Ernest, do you see my argument and my point about Anthony Martial? Tony Marshall, rather, yeah? Is this freaking fact? When he's your starting centre forward, is the league title up for grabs? No, it's not. No, it's not.
He's not.
It's Bobby Firmino.
He's not.
And that's why I got onto Bobby Firmino at that time. When Liverpool lost the league by 1 point, I looked at the gangster leg man up front for Manchester City, and I said, hang on a minute. What, Firmino versus...
There's a reason that Monaco, Berbatov was starting at number 9. When he left, Mbappe was starting at number 9. When you're trying to go for things, listen, it's like the famous saying, everyone is a gangster till a gangster walks into the room. Then you clock, you're not a bad man.
And you know PSG, can I tell you, PSG's greatest move ever, when I think about them being like, if I was to like them for any reason, was they watched Monaco win the league and they said, that one, I want him. That one, bring him. They just said it, bring him. And they brought him.
They bend the rules. They bend the rules to get him as well. Circumvented it. They get him on a loan. He won something worth £160 million.
By any means.
Adrian, they got him on loan for the first year.
In the same window, they spent 200 on a man. Come on.
But listen, do you see the ambition? Do you see the mentality? Man said, Mbappe banged us in the league. Buy him. Fergie did the same thing. Fergie at Manchester United was buying killers in his league. I said, what?
Dwight York. And
the guy said, I lie. Do you think they came from Carrington? No, they did not. And when they lost to Manchester City, when they lost on the same points, he said, I will never lose on goal difference ever again. And he did not lie. He bought R1. He bought the gangster of the year.
Do you remember the pre-Ronaldo interview with Ferguson when we played Sporting in the friendly?
Yes,
and Nicky Barton them said, yo, boss, get this kid in now. Because he is levels. Ferguson does not allow you to play against him. And then just it's like I'll never forget. You man, if you ain't watched it, yeah, I said this for like 4 years. If you ain't watched the Take the Ball, Pass the Ball documentary, you are missing out on quality football content. It is like 2 hours long. You've got man like Pinto. You got man like Pinto doing the soundtrack. It is fully Barcelona. Yeah?
It's the Pirates.
They started talking about how who's the former Italian Capello? Capello was it Juve or Milan? I think it was. And Rijkaard and him were talking before a friendly. I think it was the John. Is it Gamper? The famous ex-player for Barca. They played in a friendly cup. They just signed Messi. Okay. Man saw Messi in the warm-up and said, bro, like, can man do a young loan? Because you look at greatness and you look at quality and you say, you know what? I want to be a part of it.
Was that the one on toilet paper?
Yeah. No. This is like way after they signed. He must have been 3 years, 4 years into his contract. But he hadn't started. He hadn't started it because obviously Ronaldinho was just the king. But you see, the thing is, a lot of fans, like no disrespect to the people commenting about how good they think Maguire or Rudiger is. The issue is when you're not used to greatness, yeah, you're used to winning the league 1 year, letting your rivals win it for 3 years in a row. You're not used to greatness, bro. When you look at the quality of centre backs that Jose Mourinho had at his disposal when he first came, Ricky Carvalho is one of the most underrated centre backs in Premier League history. When you look at the teams that have gone to Champions League finals, there's a reason we talk about Ramos. There's a reason we talk about flipping Zanetti. There's a reason we talk about Cannavaro. These men were title winners. These guys here are not even in the third tier under them, bruv. Rudiger and them, man. They're not even in the third tier.
We used to have two. Like, Man United had Rio and Vidic. Barcelona had Puyol and Piqué. We had Terry and Carvalho. You used to have two. So I don't ever want to settle for flipping even that Iklas just put a comment saying, Oscar, I can't take you seriously. You rate Christensen. It's not that I rate him. They're all the same. Christensen, Zuma, Rudiger, they're all the same. They all play good for three, maybe 2 games. Then they'll give you a mare. So to say I rate them, yeah, I rate Christensen more than Rudiger, but I don't rate Rudiger at all. So it's not saying much about Christensen. Like, they're all just not levels. When you see Thiago Silva come into this side, you see what a centre-back is. Oh my gosh! I wish we said. If I could make anyone 5 years younger, I would make him 5 years younger instantly, because the signing that he's become for Chelsea is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
What is he? 36.
36 years old. 36 years old.
Ridiculous.
Oh,
it's ridiculous.
It's insane. It's insane.
He was trying to find when he went to Paris.
Yeah.
Like, no, but guys, on the real, when man talk about like central midfielders, yeah, Arsenal have gone from Cesc Fabregas, who is the king, by the way, to Xhaka. Like, look at the levels, bro. Man are not rating what you used to have, and you're judging yourself off mediocre standards of when you've been poor. Your Arsenal are not good because they don't want to be good. United are not good because they don't want to be good.
Ernest, do you remember when Fabregas left and Nasri left? Do you remember what we had in midfield afterwards?
Oh, it was Frimpong
and Yossi Benayoun
and Mikel Arteta.
That's another Chelsea reject as well. That's another one from Chelsea's bins. Yeah,
Liverpool's bins.
Nah, he was from
now, Peter, you make a good point. You went from Fabregas and Nasri, and you replaced that with Arteta and Benayoun, and you expect it to remain functional and operational and compete at the highest level.
And the maddest thing is, the maddest thing is, do you know, Adrian, do you know where we finished that season under Wenger? Do you know where we finished that season? Third. Yeah, third. And so miracle work, and that's why he's still the king for me, because look, Wenger, you made the bad choices by buying this sawdust, but you still managed to get us in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a frigging joke.
A lot of comments. B Arsenal Gooner said it's like Oscar smiling when Villa beat Arsenal. He knows Terry is masterminding Arsenal's downfall and gaining valuable experience as the number two.
Terry was on that touchline, pumped, man. He was pumped. He wanted to get one over us.
Before we were talking Chelsea, there was a lot of cool comments coming in. I'm going to go back to them and we can talk about him for a little while. GK says, don't rate Tuchel that highly, but Tuchel, one thing about him, though, he's very adaptable to his players, and he plays a hybrid of systems. Lola O says, I think Tuchel will make a strong end of the season push, and we'll see him get to work proper next season. I think he's got work to do in terms of making this team dangerous. I feel like we've got so many players with the potential to be dangerous. Your Pulisic, Werner, Hudson-Odoi, but I just don't see it. Like, I don't know if any of you guys watch Chelsea and think, "Oh, they're dangerous." Do you know what I mean? Going forward, we should be way more threatening than we are. But I think the lack of number 9 is really, really killing us. I watched Giroud play yesterday, and he was terrible. Nothing stuck to him. Couldn't pass the ball. And Peter's just laughing because he's always known this. But yeah, when I saw the team that he put out yesterday, I felt like Chelsea were lucky to get a win, because that team was lacking in source, lacking in creativity, and I really did fear when I saw the lineup. We didn't play that great.
Do you know what? I think Tuchel, though, looked at Sheffield United and thought, look, this could be horrible. Like, I'm not trying to come in there like some novice and just think my way is going to be the highway. Like, I think fair play to him. I think he looked at it, because even in his interview, he said, in the wind, in the cold, it's not easy to come to Sheffield. Like, brother, have you been watching Sheffield in your career? How do you know
where Sheffield is?
Like, he was acting like, yeah, man, he knows about these things. But it wouldn't surprise me if he's the kind of psychotic manager, like, say, Bielsa is, where the scouting report on this team this week was detailed, was dense. So I think he literally catered, horses for courses. I think he catered to what he was up against and got himself an assured 3 points.
I hear that. I think essentially with the result, you're right. But I just feel like I don't see where Chelsea are going to score from. And in that second half, like, we were obviously the penalty came from a Sheffield United mistake. It's not like Chelsea are creating a lot of opportunities to score goals. Yeah. So
Yeah.
under Tuchel, we haven't really done that. Even against Tottenham, we won the game from a penalty as well. We didn't really penetrate their goal enough for the amount of possession that we had. We're going to dominate the ball. We're playing Jorginho in midfield. We're supposed to dominate the ball. But are we going to go the extra mile and score? That's something he has to get working in the next couple of games. Iklas said, remember last week when I said Chelsea will finish above Man United? When Tuchel came, we were 11 points behind. Now we're only 6th. February 28th is going to be big. Yeah, I just think he's won games that we should have won. We won games that we should have won. So
that Lampard wasn't winning.
That Lampard wasn't winning. Fact.
My man just arrived, yeah. Let him do his thing. I'm telling you, watch Chelsea next season, yeah. They're gonna buy that certified centre back. I don't know if Thiago's got 2-year deal, or is it just one?
He's 1 year, but they're renegotiating.
Listen, him with a certified Don. I don't know who that is. What's his name? The guy that everyone's trying to get. The Napoli. Yeah, him or whoever it is, but they're gonna get a certified centre back. I don't know about the striker position. They always figure the striker position out. You will see.
It won't shock me if they sign Haaland.
Where did he go?
Chelsea could do it. Dortmund.
It was Chelsea and City, personally.
Yeah. Bruv, this one, Abramovich is on this thing, guys. If you see Haaland, it's a long thing, guys.
Yeah.
So I know Chelsea's winning the league in the next 3 years, bro.
Comfortably, yeah. I agree with Lucky there. You know, Tuchel will get better. And he's a good manager. Bloody hell. Like, he's a good manager.
We need Lucky on the show, man.
Yeah,
we do. We do. Lucky.
Like,
I'm gonna holler at you. I'm gonna holler at you after the pod, and we'll sort something out. But yeah. It's exactly that. I agree. Lola O has listed the name of the defenders there. Konate, Kunde, Upamecano. Any of these would be good for any Premier League team needing a defender.
So Ray France then, basically.
So what?
Just go to France and pick up a centre back, basically.
You know. Yeah, GK says Lola, don't fall for the hype.
We'll see.
Boss like Endo said, Oscar Wagwan for the Shisha Mkhitaryan Ziyech. Tuchel don't even rate him. I don't think that's.
No,
I don't think it's.
Can we laugh? Come on, the Shisha Mkhitaryan.
Wow.
It is what it is. I feel sorry for him because he's come to London in a pandemic. He hasn't had enough time to really enjoy Edgware Road. Like he hasn't
to enjoy
the lockdown. Yeah, he hasn't enjoyed. He hasn't been with his people. Ziyech. He hasn't.
You know what's funny, yeah? Oscar? If it's not Shisha, what does Mkhitaryan take then? That's like saying the Black Tammy Abraham. It's like wait, what? That makes me laugh. Well, big up.
Yeah. Mkhitaryan is already Shisha, so you can't even call him the Shisha Mkhitaryan.
He's closer to the line as possible.
Honestly, I was creasing. But yeah, wicked. We're going to get Lucky on. Heavy. Oscar, anything else before we move on?
The boy Mason Mount. Shout out to him.
Hey, I've been telling you, innit? Say nothing.
Yeah, he got a goal. He got his goal. But look, he was talking about Ziyech. There's competition for places at Chelsea. And we've seen him start once under Tuchel. I don't think Tuchel doesn't like him. I think he had an injury, so it kept him out of one of the games, and he didn't rush him back. I wouldn't play Ziyech against Sheffield United away on a freezing cold night. I just don't think he'll be able to handle it. But yeah, there's competition for places, and he needs to find his team and find his team quickly because Champions League is coming, and some harder games down the road. I think we need to be in that top four by the end of the season. That's my aim for Tuchel.
You will be. You will be.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe. GK said they're good for their age. I was watching. Is it Kunde? What was that?
I usually say Kounde, but I don't really know.
Yeah.
Kounde when he was at Bordeaux, and he's done worse at Seville. In Sevilla, I guess.
Listen, try. Who wants William Saliba? Because obviously we don't want him.
Bloody
I
hell!
swear they named him Player of the Month.
Yes, they have Ernest.
It's a joke, but bruv.
Hey, that's banter. That's banter. Man, them are going on loan from Arsenal and getting paired them up. That's banter. Like when your defense earlier, there was comments like cussing Holding, cussing flipping Gabriel. I couldn't get them up, but yeah.
Also had to Berlin, I think, last week as well.
The loanies are doing their thing. All the loanies are out here balling.
All you need is an experience. You don't need a good one. All you need is an experienced one. Even Steve Bruce is getting goals out of Joe Willock. That tells you what my problem is. Anyway.
By the way, Peter, what is Joe Willock?
Oh, he's whack. We're not talking about Joe Willock. He's whack, bro.
Right now, at the state of where he's at right now, you don't Football Manager. You know what his role is in midfield? Just put plainly CM. That I don't know. He's a central midfielder, and that is all I can give you.
Okay.
On
the centre back conversation, Masoud Noor said French centre backs are amazing. Zuma, Laporte, Varane, Koundé, Upamecano, Konate, Saliba, Fofana. The list goes on.
Some of them names have to come out though.
Yeah, I hate that still. Lola O said, "Don't bring up Saliba. This is what pissed me off the most." Yeah, she's had enough of that regime, to be honest. Boss Endo said, "AD looking swell." I think just to go back to the Ziyech take, and then we'll move on. Boss Endo said, "Man gassed him because he had a couple of good games versus Burnley and Sheffield. Never takes a man on. Taking a man on is not his game." And I think Tuchel has realised that because when he played him. He didn't play him out wide. He played him like as a number 10. And I think he's a creative player. He's not there to beat his winger. I mean, to beat his fullback and go round. But that's what Lampard tried to have him do, hugging the touchline. So I think it's a matter of using him properly. He's a quality player. When he first scored those goals against Burnley and played well against Sheffield United, I was the first one to say, look, we need consistency before I'm going to gas him up. I never gassed him up straight away. But he will be good.
I think the question you have to ask is, how was he used at Ajax? We can't just talk about taking a man on as if that's his key skill set. What is he good at? And if he's not doing what he's good at, then we judge him on that.
Yeah, that's a point. No, facts. GK said, y'all keep passing up Romagnoli.
Romagnoli. I'll take him. I'll take Romagnoli.
I'm a big fan of him. Big fan.
Italian centre back. That's Peter's market.
Mate, listen, you know when they say discrimination, you know them ones where you say you have to be fair, all this BAME activity, ban that, the passport, Italian, CP, Italian, I look for the passport, Italian, okay.
Can they acquire Italian brain cells by osmosis? So can players like Chris Smalling and Tomori who play in Italy, can they gain it? Can they learn it? They need 10 years. They need 10 years in the league. You know, saturated. You need to be saturated. Where I can't even see whatever nationality is in you. For me, I see you as Italian. That's what it is. You know who's failing? People like Jorginho. People still think Jorginho is Brazilian. Even our dad was asking, this guy, does he play for Brazil? No, Dad, he's Italian. But you can never tell because he's not saturated. I know. Yeah. But he's Brazilian by name only.
We're talking. I need saturation as a centre half. Listen, the French kids are good. I'm not going to pass up on them either. The French kids are talented as hell, man. Honestly, they are brilliant. But for my cause right now, for what I need someone that can lock the doors.
Masoud Noor says AD has a suit for his upper body, but boxers underneath.
AD is not even going to get up. He's not going to try and get up.
Don't move. Stay seated. Lucky said, Ziyech good on set pieces and crosses. Yeah, I agree.
Ziyech for me though is a fluid player. He needs to be in a system that is so fluid. When you look at Ajax, it's liquid football. It's legit. It's lubricant. You know what I'm saying? When Ziyech is in that kind of football, then that is where he will shine, fam. You know them way there. I don't want this rigidness of players like that. You have to nurture, bro. You have to. Honestly, Chelsea have got some talented players in that squad, which I just wish. You know what I'm saying? Yes, blood. You know how it is. Be Arsenal.
In theory, we should be working with Werner, you know? That feeding man, in theory. But
Yeah, man, that's one thing I really want from Chelsea players. Feed Werner, blood, feed him.
Fam, they got Kai Havertz on the bench as well. You imagine Kai Havertz and Ziyech. Like, what a disaster they could cause to defenders.
Guys, it's
not bad at
embarrassment
Chelsea
of
at all.
riches.
It's not bad.
It's an embarrassment of riches, and that's essentially why Frank Lampard was sacked. A couple more comments, and then we can move on. Boss Endo said PR and AD are the kings of the top four pod. Ernest is a close second.
Hey, don't know.
David, he's not feeling you. He's not feeling us.
Listen, I'm done. I'm done with this season, bro. I'm not even. Arsenal have just.
That's what it's like, fam. Honestly.
GK is waiting to see Pau Torres turn out. Technically, he's quality and he may end up at Barca or Madrid in a few years. Right, Pete, what's it? Should we move on?
Arsenal have broken me, bro.
Bro, ask Oscar what I was like in 06. My football intake was at a minimum. At the minimum. Like, if there was no football podcast, do you think I would know what happened at Old Trafford on the weekend? Oh, hell no. You think I would know? Bro, I was out of football in a World Cup year.
Pete,
like,
in 2006, Peter didn't watch the World Cup because he was going to foam raves. Like, he was not into football at all. At all.
That was it. Champions League final, I was done. And then I never watched the Champions League final until Mourinho's Inter. I took a hiatus, fam. And then when I came back to football, I watched Almunia throw away 3 points on a weekly basis. So I should leave. I should leave. Okay, let's run through these games. Oscar, you said that Ellen Road 2-0 was the full-time score. Was that correct?
That was correct. Leeds United back into the top half of the table. Robin's been in the comments talking, so but I've missed his comments because they've been a bit out of the loop.
He was talking about what is it? What do you think about Mike Dean?
Yeah, he said Leeds to get into the top half of the table. And earlier he did make a comment about Mike Dean. So yeah, should we talk about that, Pete? He said, thoughts on Mike Dean not asking to officiate the weekend due to threats he's got. So apparently after the decision that happened at West Ham, he gave a red card to Souček and got a lot of criticism for it. Obviously, referees have had a lot of criticism lately. His family received death threats. And he's refereeing a game in midweek this week for the FA Cup, but he's got the weekend off. Because
Oscar, the truth of the matter is this, the level of refereeing in this country makes, and I mean this in all seriousness, it makes my blood boil. Yeah, it's so disgusting, corrupt, and inept that we have a system in place. We brought TV, VAR, if you will, to correct these things. The moment Mike Dean gave a red card to Souček, right? I lost the plot. I was over because I could talk about all the because we didn't even talk about the injustice at Villa Park, by the way, when Lacazette I can't remember was it Lacazette, was it Saka was down, right? For me, at the end of the day, nobody deserves death threats under no circumstances. But let me tell you something right now. I have no sympathy for a referee in this country. None whatsoever. You're not getting it from me. That's for damn sure. And the fact that he doesn't want to referee on the weekend, good riddance. Because I don't want to see you in the Premier League refereeing games. Because you're a garbage referee anyway. So is Craig Pawson. And so is Lee Mason. And so is, the list goes on. They're all garbage. People like Mike Oliver, you only give respect because he's not as bad as the rest. But he's still a joke. Chris Kavanagh, David Coote. You know what I'm saying? It goes on and on and on and on. Like you always said, Oscar, Arsenal fans are the only one who knows who's refereeing their game on the weekend, because it's because the level of refereeing has been so shambolic for years. It's actually a laugh. And the moment I lost it, when I was chopping wires at 15, when I saw what happened to us at Old Trafford when we lost the unbeaten run, because the refereeing Mike Riley did that day was disgusting, was an absolute joke. But then the likes after that, when Chelsea went into that Champions League with Barcelona, 4 penalty claims. 4 handballs, people getting dropped in the thing, and Drogba calling it a disgrace after the game. Van Persie getting sent off for kicking a ball after the whistle was blown for offside when the whole Barca, the new camp was whistling. Have you ever heard them whistle? Like, who hears a referee's whistle in that moment? Like, week in, week out, Aston Villa shouldn't be in the league. We shouldn't be talking about them in the Premier League this season. Oscar, the list goes on and on and on. And somebody here or in the comments can find 20 errors this season alone about
Chelsea
referees.
versus QPR.
Chelsea versus QPR. Jesus. Listen, at the end of the day, David, I don't give a damn about any of the UK referees. I don't give a damn.
Peter, yeah, we should have had a penalty, yeah. Lacazette pulls down Martinez, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then, towards the end of the game, yeah, the referee books Jack Grealish, yeah, for winning a header, bruv.
Oh my God. How have I forgotten this one? How have I forgotten this one? Because you know what I'm saying? Against us, for us, it was a case of, look, my man has fouled Jack Grealish, yeah? He's planked him, right? And Jack Grealish is asking, why have they got the free kick? Jack Grealish is the one that has had the foul. Do you know what I'm saying? And then they booked Grealish and gave Arsenal the free kick. I couldn't believe it. Even as an Arsenal fan, for the advantage, and we're losing in the game, we want everything we can. But bruv, like, I'm talking about the refereeing across the board. It is a disgrace. Oscar, I don't give a damn about any UK referee and about anything that they shouldn't. They should all be fired. Wenger said they didn't go to the World Cup because they are garbage, and yet only England and Italy have professional referees. So what does that say about the rest of the football world? It's a frigging joke. It's a frigging.
I did the highest paid. How much are referees on annually?
Hey, Adrian, hold on. Do you know who they need to get off TV? Yeah, Peter Wharton, bro. I don't want to hear
Oh my!
Live television. And this is as worse as Stan Kroenke said, I did not buy Arsenal to win championships. You went on live television, midday, bro. Lunchtime kickoff, and out of your mouth came, we did not bring in VAR to correct decision. Fam, he needs to be off BT right now, blood. Give me his contract back.
David, and the thing is, it's the sheer arrogance. He turns up every week on BT Sport and defending diabolical, shambolic decisions. And that's the thing that burns me, man. It's like,
why wouldn't he? That's so cool. He would have made himself. So why would he?
Bro,
Adrian, man.
Nah, bro.
We gave referees the benefit of the doubt when they didn't have a camera. Mike Dean did not see a foul in the Souček situation. He didn't see a foul. He played on. They've told him to go look at the TV. He's looked at the TV and he's pulled out a red. And then and what? 2 red cards Mike Dean has done, they've been overturned. So yeah, and the thing is, VAR is not the problem, but guess what? Guess who's managing the VAR? The referee, the same garbage referee that's at Anfield the week before, or at Villa Park. He's at Stockley Park this week. So it's the same jabronis making these decisions.
Just in a different capacity.
I just want to read something that Bosta Endo said. Only Arsenal fans cuss referees, man. I like Cry Me a River. I hear what you're saying, but no. Because this weekend, when Souček is getting sent off for a stupid decision, when a couple of weeks back, West Brom conceded a goal against Man City where the flag went up and then they decided it's offside after and the goal just stood. We've seen flipping Aston Villa conceded a goal against Man City where a player has come from an offside position and dispossessed Mings and gone and scored. Like, it's a joke. None of the players know the rules, none of the coaches know the rules, and the refs are making it up as they go. Different refs are saying different things. It's a joke, bro.
Guys, Salah's penalty. Explain to me how Ruben Diaz stays on the pitch if we copy and paste what David Luiz did midweek. How did Ruben Diaz stay on the pitch? Because he made an attempt to get the player, didn't he? Because he attempted to actually bring the player down. So he got a yellow card.
That is ridiculous. Listen, these men ain't got a clue. What's his name? Is it Mike Riley in charge of the PGML, whatever?
Yeah.
He needs to be fired. Oh, the whole lot, bro. Clear out.
Where's Howard Webb? Get Howard Webb back in here and iron this nonsense out. Where's
Uriah Rennie?
Where's Uriah? No, Uriah Rennie.
Have the circle cards.
Listen, Uriah Rennie. Listen, I'm all for us man succeeded. But Uriah Rennie was a terrible referee. He was an awful referee. Oh,
Man said I'm all for us man succeeded.
how long did he last in Premier League football? How long did he last?
You lot get him. Get
Hey,
him.
maybe
Peter's
like
gonna get
6
cancelled
years,
again. Peter Barnes, bro. You're getting cancelled again for that one.
You read what Mark Horsey said? You not have read what Mark Horsey said when it came to refereeing at Old Trafford. I said you just give them the benefit of the doubt. Come on, referee. Yeah, Oscar.
Yeah. Let's. Robinho is laughing.
Oscar, you there?
Is it me or is Peter's Wi-Fi just messing up?
You're Wi-Fi, yeah.
Peter's having a stinker.
Guys, can you not see me or hear me?
Nah, your Wi-Fi's coming in. Your internet's coming in and out, innit?
What's funny? I look Chris. Everyone here's looking Chris. I'm like, yo.
All right, let's move on. What's the next segment? Because I'm done talking about it.
Jose Mourinho's back. He beats West Brom 2-0.
That's not a segment. That's not a segment, bro.
Harry Kane, I don't understand the judge. Yeah? 1 minute he was injured, now he's back flying. Newcastle 3-2 against Southampton. Probably one of the most entertaining games of the weekend. Fantastic stuff. Oscar, goal of the week.
There was a few bangers, bro. I'm not even going to lie to you. James Ward-Prowse's free kick was sensational. Bruno Fernandes, sensational. We also have to talk about Phil Foden.
Yes.
Sensational. For me, it's going to have to be Phil Foden just because of the magnitude of the game.
Yeah, Phil Foden for me.
I'm going Bruno Fernandes because
it was a bang as well. Still,
you know what it is? Bruno, was it? Foden's goal was superb, but Fernandes had no right to shoot from there. He had no right. I mean, I think the goalkeeper was awful. Don't get me wrong, because even in the second goal, I think was it Scott McTominay's header? What are you doing? And I was ready to get onto Pickford, and I realised there wasn't even Pickford in goal, so I was like, damn it, they need a new goalkeeper.
Dad. That Olsen?
Yeah, Olsen. Yeah, they need a new one. So whoever it is, they need a new one.
I'm looking at this guy. Everton have just 2 idiots in goal.
I bring back.
Do you know how mad I would be? If my team conceded that goal? Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
The goals Everton conceded.
And the thing is, they gave Bruno Fernandes an hour to pick his spot because there was nobody closing him.
No. Do you know what happened? Man United, I can't remember who it was, but they passed the ball to Fernandes. He said, "Nah, I don't even want it. Let me let that run." He gave it to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka passed it back to him. Still, no one's around. No one is around Man United's danger man. And he bangs it top bins.
What? Man United's top goal scorer, and they didn't think to close him down.
Idiots.
They just thought down.
Abdi065 said, I'm a United fan, but that Bruno goal ain't too great in my opinion. Keeper should have done better. It was right in the middle. I wouldn't say right in the middle, but yes, keeper should have done better.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It was one of those, because like I said, he had no right to score. But Foden's techers was superb as well.
Foden done his fullback, cut in, and batted up the best keeper in the league, even though he wasn't playing like it.
By the way, James Ward-Prowse, 4th free kick of the season. Only David Beckham has scored more free kicks in a single season with 6. So, listen, he's putting them in the corner. He's putting them in there. That was a top bid.
Did you see how in the corner it was?
I feel like 15 games to go.
Oh, it was superb.
Oh, I even feel bad for not giving him goal of the week.
I know. You know what? Because he's not going to win. I'm going to vote for James Ward-Prowse because I think that goal hit me in the feels. It hit me, man. James Ward-Prowse. Yeah. Next, Oscar, go on, vote.
Foden.
David.
Foden.
AD.
Yeah, magnitude of the game, quality of the finish, and separating himself from the rest of the boys. Foden, man.
I love the setup.
Foden.
Yeah, Phil Foden gets the goal of the week. Player of the week. Player of the week. It's a tough one.
The thing is, again, you could go Foden.
Do you think so?
Yeah, man. He got an assist. I just think that's. Yeah, go on.
Because I would go Gundogan ahead of Phil Foden for player of the week.
Nah, you missed a penalty. You can't.
He scored twice.
You missed a penalty. Don't care.
So he didn't rectify, yeah?
No, I tweeted this, yeah. When I was a kid, penalties were guaranteed goals, yeah? Shearer, Lampard, flipping Ruud van Nistelrooy, them man weren't missing penalties, blood. I understand why now in 2021 everyone misses their penalty. Obviously, the keepers must have got better at it or whatever. But nah, penalty is a goal, yeah? If you miss a penalty, that's a bad day at the office.
It's tough to choose a player of the week, you know? It's tough. When you've got midweek games, like you're open to more inconsistency.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you're looking at midweek games, Jorginho scores 2 penalties for Chelsea. I'm not saying he should be player of the week, but I'm saying penalties should be converted. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going Foden.
You're going
Foden. Foden's not a bad shout at all, man. Looking at the fixtures, no one else was that outstanding.
Let's get voted.
Yeah, I'm saying Foden.
David.
I'll give it to Foden as well.
Robinho said Ilkay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ilkay because he's been on form, man. He's been on some unbelievable form. I'm actually surprised you lot are putting Foden ahead of him. Yeah. Who's the last vote? Was it AD?
Ernest, ain't it?
No, Ernest said Foden. I said Foden.
Go on, AD.
I'm going Foden.
Raw. Foden gets the player of the week. Team of the week.
For me, no doubt about it. Manchester City. No doubt about it.
You know what, I was going to give it to Chelsea because of where they've come from. You're right about City, though. City are they're hot. They are right now.
They won at Anfield, man. They won at Anfield in style. Like all the other teams that won this weekend, you know, Chelsea won a 1-goal win at Sheffield. Villa won by 1 goal. Newcastle won by 1 goal. They won by 3 at Anfield. Like it's got to be Man City.
It could have been more.
It's a very good point. Okay.
Well, what's that Endo said? Gundogan is having a Yaya-esque season. Whoa. Slow down there, buddy. Slow down there, buddy.
He could be en route, my friend. He could be en route.
Too much dip on your chip there. Man didn't score until the 15th of December, but now it's the whole season is Yaya. Come on.
Okay, who is not that guy? I've got a very honourable mention. Unless David, you can supply the goods.
Listen.
There was definitely one at Anfield. Unfortunate, but
Robinho said there's 2 not that guys, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure I've got one of yours, Robinho. Robinho, I'm sure I've got one of yours. And I bet you they've got something in common.
I think Adrian should handle the Anfield one and you lot should handle the other one.
Because I've said Arsenal have broken me. I've given up. Not that. I've not watched no football all blood. I'm just watching highlights, bro.
I'm with you, blood. For the first time,
I'm handing off the not that guy segment to you, man, bro. Because
Adrian, handle it this week.
David, I'm with you. I've for the first time in my football, I think, career, I have watched highlights on YouTube.
Bro,
so what I have access to in the country, I'm watching on YouTube. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I've handed off this segment for this season, but I'm done.
Okay, AD, you go first, and then I'll come after you. Pause.
So this young man was born on the 2nd of October, 1992. So he's 28 years of age. He was born in Novo Hamburgo in Brazil, and he's 6'3". So he started his career at Internacional back in his homeland of Brazil, and he left in 2016 to join Roma, where he his first season he played understudy to Wojciech Szczesny, but he really broke into life in his second season, where he played pretty much every game that season, and people started saying, I said, what is this guy the next one? Is he the next big thing? Is he? Well, apparently Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool thought so because they forked out £67 million to acquire his services, and it's been largely successful. He's won a Golden Glove in his time. He's won a Premier League. He's won a Champions League, And generally speaking, he's been very, very, very dependable. 100, about 96 times out of 100, we can count on him. Unfortunately, it seemed like he ruined his 4 lives at Anfield because what the funny thing is, right? He makes the mistake where the ball gets stuck in his feet, and we seem to clear the danger. Ronaldo then gives it back to him, and then he kicks it back to a City player. He end up going and scoring. He said, "You know what? Game on, but it happens, right?" Well, he then goes and does it again. And he said, "Bloody hell, what's going on? This is shades of Karius." He then, for me personally, I think because his head was gone, I think he should have done better with the Foden shot as well. It's straight at him, stand up. But his head was completely gone. You know what? It hurts me to do this. And I'm perhaps not giving it the gusto that it deserves because he's a phenomenal player and he has done a lot for us. But Alisson, Ramses, Becker, you're not that guy, bro. Sort it out. Get a trim. I don't know what you need to do. Go and pray. Baptize. Maybe baptize Fabinho. Don't know what it is, but bro, that wasn't it, man. You let us down big time. But you know what? Big game Ali. Big game Ali. But it wasn't to be yesterday.
It's a madness because he was losing his mind twice. Yeah. That's he said, "Oh, again." Honestly, it was Almunia stuff. It was Almunia levels. Okay, shall I go on to mine, ladies and gentlemen? Shall I go on to mine?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, this person was born on the 2nd of April, 1996. Okay, this guy came from the Samuel Eto'o Academy. And also played for Barcelona in his youth career. On to high things. Now, I said to you, this guy has something in common. Let me move on. In October, the 24-year-old failed an out-of-competitions drug test. Yeah? when the banned substance, called furosemide, was found in his urine sample. The player said he had mistakenly taken this drug, which was prescribed for his wife, who is unwell.
The Colo rating.
On a Colo rating, yeah? Now, I said at the beginning of this season, they will let you down. They will let you down. I don't know where Sam is. Where is Sam? Because I need him, the representative, the lawyer, for this African goalkeeper, Andre Onana. You're not that guy, cuz. Yeah? Swear. 12-month suspension. He's banned from football for a year. Guys, I don't make this up. And I don't wish anybody ill will. But when you lay it on the lap, like you have this time round, what? You're taking the medication of your wife. And it's a banned substance.
By the way, Peter, sticking on the topic of Ajax, right? What is the bigger travesty? That they spunked their record transfer fee on Seb Haller, or the fact they didn't register Seb Haller for the Europa League squad? Tell me.
Oh my God!
And then they had the audacity. These guys had the audacity to say it was an error on FIFA's end, UEFA's end. You say football manager fundamental error? Come on, man.
I'll tell you what, it's not been a good year for Ajax.
That is such a howler. Oh my gosh. Who was on the computer that day and sent off this team without your record signing?
Who is the club sec? Who's the administrator? Somebody needs a firing. Their record signing. Their record signing.
You can understand their typo. You can understand, you spelled someone's name wrong in the email. You've omitted your record signing from the European squad. What a joke. Honestly, Robin said Ajax's admin team needs firing. Yeah. Yes. Get out of it. Yeah. And there's another thing that Robin said. Which is big man thing. I'm shocked you did not hand not that guy to the team that lost 9-0 twice in 1 year. Now, how many not that guys have we had today? 3? 2.
There's always room for one more. Always room for one more.
There's another one. There's another one that is not Ralph Hasenhuttl on Southampton. There's another one because there is a football club in France
Yes, the former manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
They're having a stinker. They're having an absolute stinker. I'm not even going to go into it fully, but Olympique Marseille, you man have been on crud because a couple weeks ago we were handing that guy out to you lot, yeah? And now you're receiving it again. Now, Marseille were on deadline day trying to make signings that their manager did not want, yeah? This situation is so crazy. So basically, they've basically gone into, obviously there's a madness at Marseille happening. The fans ran into their training ground like 3 weeks ago and did a madness. Then obviously on deadline day, they feel like they need to make signings. They need to make signings, and they speak with their manager about this new signing, and the manager's like, you know what, we don't really need this guy. The club have gone over their heads to sign Olivier Nicham, and AVB has handed in his resignation because of the signing. He said, allow me to resign because you're signing players that I don't want. Oh my gosh.
Hey, the AVB's career has been run amok, fam. He's been run amok. Ever since he left Porto, he thought the grass was greener. Because since he entered London, it was the end. It was the beginning of the end. Because Chelsea was
like the real McCoy. He won the treble at 33. He used to be Sir Bobby Robson's concierge or whatever it was. He used to knock.
Bro, it was like backroom staff at Mourinho. Backroom staff at Mourinho with Chelsea.
Listen, do you know what
he was doing NASCAR like 3 years ago.
I was just about to say, I knew he lost the plot when he was doing Dakar Rally in 2018. I said, he's lost. Whoever he is. And then Marseille Football Club, you go and recruit him as your manager, and then you're doing this? Oh, dear.
Bro, do you remember when he did fantasy? I think he says he wants to manage in Brazil, Japan. He's just mentioning random countries. He's like, he had 5 on the list. Obscure. I said, this guy is just here for a good time. Is he 43 yet? He's not even 43 yet.
Honestly, how has he been a manager for several clubs and been a Dakar rally driver and back again as manager? Honestly, that guy is hilarious, man. He is hilarious. He's living the life, bro.
But guys, can you imagine turning up to your new club as you walk through you're getting your tour of the training ground, and your manager is in that next room resigning because you've arrived? Howler. Robin is campaigning for that Southampton thing, but the things that are going on off the field are sometimes more prevalent and more important. You need not that guy for that. GK said, man, leave my club alone. I don't know what club that is. Is that Marseille? Is that Ajax? Is that Southampton? Who are you talking about there? Robin said everyone gets it. He said, in serious debt, Payet, highest paid player, and a lot of these guys need to get out. I guess it's Marseille then. But shocker.
They sold Sansom to Villa as well.
Yeah. Did anyone see Mbappe's goal at Marseille as well on the weekend?
Oh yeah, they got popped on the weekend as well. Oh, what a goal! That boy, yeah. Don't play on his name, bro. Well, we're talking Star Boys. Remember where the levels are.
Olympique Lyonnais. Let's do the fixtures for next week. FA Cup. I mean, I can't be bothered because I'm not in it. But we'll do FA Cup very quickly. Just the big games anyway. Man United, West Ham. Interesting.
Big one. Souček available for that one because the red card was rescinded.
Yeah, surprise. Hopefully he doesn't get another red card like Bednarek or concede something stupid like Bednarek did.
Souček's never had a red card in his career.
Fair play to the kid. Also, you've got Everton Spurs as well. That could be tasty. Wolves Southampton.
I need Everton and West Ham to win. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Somebody cute to win the cup. So somebody different.
No, I need Chelsea to win the cup.
Chelsea are away at Barnsley. City are away at Swansea. And that's what the big man. That's what's left. You got Sheffield United, Bristol City, Leicester City, Brighton, and Burnley, Bournemouth. Speaking of Bournemouth, Jack Wilshere on the score sheet yet again, but never mind. Premier League fixtures. Well, go on. Tigers, what? Tigress, of Mexico versus Bayern World Cup final. World Cup final. Bayern to do the 6 titles. Oh, what is this, the club championships? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Lewandowski scored today.
Yeah, only Robin cares about that.
Robin cares about that, bro.
He.
I think
Honestly.
Big games on the weekend. The Brendan Rodgers special. Leicester City at home to Liverpool. 12:30 kickoff. Don't do because Leicester drew 0-0 against Wolverhampton on the weekend, and we didn't even talk about it. Okay, so let's not do
I can't call it. We're rubbish at the moment.
Yeah, but Vardy's back, Pete. Vardy's back now.
Jamie Vardy.
Liverpool are not in good form, bruv.
Do you know what? I'll take a draw. You know what I mean? Obviously, us man are fighting for top 4 places and that. I'll take a draw, you hear me?
What, a Desmond Tutu?
Yeah, whatever.
I like that.
Leicester, bruv.
Nah, Liverpool to win away, man. I'll give Liverpool the 3 points. I'll give Liverpool the 3 points.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Now, I just pieced it together. Desmond 2-2. I've always heard man call a 2-2 a Desmond. I didn't know what they were talking about. Oh my. Allow me. I didn't know.
You've arrived.
I just got there. GK says Italy got a lot of quality coming through, getting back to their days of quality defenders as well. Bastoni for Inter could be special.
Yeah, he could be. Benacer, I know. Man City on the same day at home to Spurs. Could this be a carving of Tottenham Hotspur? Could we see a carving, guys?
Who?
What,
Man City, Tottenham. Guardiola versus Mourinho.
Yeah, I'm going City, bro.
You have to go City. It's just a matter of how many.
Mm-hmm.
Any other exciting games? Arsenal against Leeds on Valentine's Day.
Listen, bro. Leeds are going to be open, but, bro, them man there love to attack, bro.
What, they're the Emirates? You're getting popped.
Yeah, we're the Emirates. Robin, Spurs are away, so I don't know if you want to refresh that score, but yeah, whether it matters, I don't know.
Man's hoping. See, you're going to pop Spurs, bro.
It's the hope that kills you.
That's a hopeful answer, bro.
Yeah, Chelsea at home to Newcastle United on the Monday Night Football. So Oscar won't be here. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be clicking the comments, but I'm watching my game. I can't even lie to you.
You'll be here in spirit, but you will definitely.
I'll be muted.
I'm not here as well, but I'm working still.
Oh yeah, because West Ham are playing Sheffield United, the Blades. Wednesday, you've got Everton Man City on Amazon Prime. You know
Why have we gone into the next week?
Because it's midweek. Oh yeah, I don't know why.
But all I'm doing, I need to be active on my fantasy team. I need to be active.
Oh, you gotta be trigger.
Guys, if you want to join our fantasy league, the link is in the description of this video. You can click it. After you've clicked the like button, you can join our fantasy league there. I'm top of the league, so if you want a chance to come second, then you know how to get involved. It's all free. It's all fun.
I'm within 60 points of Oscar now. I told you that I'm coming.
I
swear, like in the midweek, yeah, Lucky overtook me in the midweek. Now on the weekend, I've overtaken him. It's tight at the top. I'm telling you, it's a title race for sure.
I'm relegation, bro.
I'm like Fergie. Fergie in the late 90s. I hit the gas after February.
I just get by. I get by till the clocks go back again, bro. When they go forward, bang, I'm off.
You know when you see scoring volleys against Wimbledon. Oh, I'm hitting the form.
It's when Park Ji-sung Park will come on for 4 games that season, and he will play out of his skin. Him and Fletcher out of their skin for those 2 games. Oh mate, honestly, you gotta love it, guys. That wraps up this week's Top 4 podcast. It's been a cracker as always. Loved it, every single moment of it. Even if Arsenal are a shower of absolute garbage, make sure to follow us at Top 4 Podcast on the Twitter. on podcasts, on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, you know the rest, YouTube, of course, and we are live right here every Monday at 8 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. From that, guys, peace.
Peace out. Love.